was right about the shoe. The shoe was not the same in the pic shown in court as the shoe pulled from the evidence bag by Trooper Bukake.
You mentioned you're at the hospital. There was a sneaker. One.
Yes.
Bukake! Bukake!
Woo! Good evening, friends. Man, it's late, dude. I'm glad you guys are here, though. Hell yeah. Dude, listen. Okay. Disclaimer. Okay, listen. I am going to do everything I can to keep this light. I'm not trying to do a petty stream per se, but I might get a little petty. Just disclaimer, I might get a little petty. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to try to keep things light, but I want to be very, very clear about something. There's the overall situation, and the overall reason why I'm talking about this tonight isn't funny. And so I'm going to talk about that stuff, and I'm going to be very serious when I talk about it, but we are going to watch some of this stuff, and God damn it, if we're not going to have a couple laughs, because what else can you do besides get really fucking mad? You know, like, it was wild. And yeah, exactly. Like, it's not petty, it's honest. That's why I didn't put this members only, because this is a thing that affects us all, you know, and I've got some real serious thoughts. And I had like almost a full-on change of heart as I was watching that, from a moment where I was like that morning, yesterday morning, I was like, Nick Rocco put up a post saying something like, you know, come join us, blah, 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 and put up the link to the stream. And I was like, yo, nope, I'm not doing that shit, you know, because it's, you know, like, I mean, look at the people she's supporting. These people are, and I'm not going to get too into that, but these people are actively, brazenly threatening me and claiming to be stalking me and leading a campaign of people who I am taking screenshot after screenshot after screenshot of people threatening me for when I am in Massachusetts, in Boston, for Turtle Boy's hearing Friday the 23rd. And it's in everyone's face. And like the last couple of nights, all these guys have been doing is making excuses about it and trying to backpedal it. But I mean, the internet's forever, dude. Like, you guys don't seem to fucking get it. I got way more people here that like me than they like you, dude. I got way more people in Boston that like me more than they like you, dude. I done told you that. And you don't seem to, you just don't want to accept this reality. And I'm really grateful for that, you know, but at the same time, this is one of those times where I have a whole new reason to be grateful for it, because I'm not in the least bit frightened of going to Massachusetts, not even a fucking little bit. And I feel so excited to do it. Like, it makes me more excited. It makes me more excited to do it because there's so many people apparently that don't want me to. But there's way more people that do. So that is something that I wouldn't be human if that didn't excite me on some level. And wait. Wait.
I think we got a super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat. I think we.
Sumo78, thank you so much. Maybe you and Aiden should do a stream in a members only fundraiser. It would show that you're not doing it for clicks and likes, and it would make money for what we care about and get a message across. Well, I mean, that's still me putting it behind a paywall that I'm going to get, and I don't complicate things like that. I just do these streams. I turn off my super chats. Unfortunately, you can't deactivate your members per stream, so people will still become members, and that's nice, and I'm grateful. But I do take whatever measures I can to, I don't monetize the stream. I don't put ads. I don't do any of that shit when I do fundraisers. I want the entire focus, as much focus as I could possibly have on the subject that we're raising funds for. That is my sole absolute goal there. So, because it's called a fundraiser. And right. Like, I mean, I do this almost every night, dude. You know what I mean? I feel confident in my content that the people that support me are going to pay me what they think I'm worth. They're going to support me with what they think I'm worth. And that means more to me than anything. If they think I'm worth $2 that night, dude, then I'm cool with that too, dude. Because I don't know anybody who's getting $2 thrown at them just for talking. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, you know, I got nothing but shit to be grateful for, you know? And I'm not gonna, like, when you genuinely feel that way, you're not gonna be scared. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fear is an insult to that feeling, you know? So I just won't even disrespect that feeling I'm so grateful for with something as gross as fear. I'm just not going to do that. So, I mean, Now, last night, they held a fundraiser for Karen Reed. It was hosted by Mike Crawford, and there were a lot of guests on. I won't be able to name all of them from the top of my head, but it was, the vibe on that whole thing was just way off. And then some parts were just downright cringe. And the first thing that I'm going to say is something that I tweeted, something that I have said many times in chats since, and it is that Bill Reed deserved a lot more respect than that. The man that I had the pleasure of interacting with several times, he's the kind of man that when you're around him, you shut the fuck up and you listen, because he's going to have something of value to tell you. He is that kind of man. He's the kind of man that has lived his life in a manner in which when you're around him and he speaks to you, it is something to not squander, because you're going to get a dose of wisdom. You're going to get a great story, to say the least. You know, you're going to get some great background, some great information on something. When you're around Bill, you shut the fuck up, you know, out of respect. Not just because he's Bill Reed, but because of the kind of man that Bill Reed just generally is. And last night was, and I don't mind doing this. I don't mind being arrogant about this, because I've earned it. Fuck you, I've earned it. You know, because I warned. And I called it for what this was. And last night was an absolute glaring display of what I've been saying in regards to everyone on that panel. And I'm talking about the ones that are good versus the ones that were just in that shit for self-serving reasons. So, and seeing the chat, because immediately when I saw the live stream going, I don't know what it was, but that feeling came over me again. The feeling that I used to get covering Karen's case, the feeling that I used to get from the sense of community. And it's bizarre because poor Jenna Rocco was the only one in the chat with a blue wrench, and she didn't know what to do. And it was overwhelming. And I offered help, you know, but really there's nothing to do. Like, you don't want to start hiding people, because everyone was pretty much there to support Karen, you know, so you don't want to hide people. It's Karen's channel. It's Karen and AJ's channel. And so you don't want to hide people. And so it was an intense thing. And I was very, very candid. When I was messaging with Jenna Rocco, I did have a change of heart watching that. I felt extremely different than I did when I responded, or when I commented on Nick Rocco's tweet that morning. And, you know, of course there were some nasty comments, but most people were really like, man, that's really cool. Aiden and the Glare are trying to, like, if it's okay, we're trying to relay to the chat, it's okay to support Aiden and Karen. Like, it's okay to do that. There's no reason why you shouldn't feel like that's okay. And there was, it was really, really nasty in that chat. So I did what I could. I mean, at the end of the day, I am a social media influencer, and I felt like I had something of a responsibility to try to influence the chat as much as I can, or whoever I had any influence over, to just see things as, this is a fundraiser for Karen. We can look past who the hosts are and how we feel about them. We can do that. And it was a difficult thing to ask people to do. The reason why this was a difficult thing to ask people to do was because they were showing you exactly why they felt this way. It wasn't the chat that were bad guys. The way that the panelists were treated that deserved the utmost respect were absolutely disrespected. I felt so bad for Runkle. That was so awkward for him, I'm sure. And he'll probably never say anything about it because he's such a fucking nice guy, But I feel like that shit was, it had to have been awkward for Runks. It had to have been, And the thing is like, this is what these folks don't understand. This is what, and again, I'm trying not to get petty here, but this is what, like, Crawford, a guy like Crawford, a guy like LTL, a guy like, JFK or James Jackson, they weren't in this for the same reasons the rest of us were. And you can't fake that in a scenario like they had created last night. You cannot fake it. That is where you put yourself in a position to where you're going to fucking show whether or not you're real. And they showed exactly what their intentions were. They showed exactly what their priorities were. And that's all you need to know. I mean, all I've been saying, yeah, Jenna was really, really nice, Richie. Like, Jenna was really, really kind to me. And I've had some choice words about her husband, in the last couple of months, I feel as though I was justified for feeling how I felt. I'm not saying I was necessarily justified for saying some of the things that I said, but I am accountable for my words. So, if that is something where Karen feels like that's all that is, that's fine. But I'm here to say that doesn't matter, in the sense that Karen's got a fight. We're here to fight corruption. The community is divided right now, but the people who divided it have been exposed as the people who divided it. And the kind of people who support them are being exposed for the kind of people that they are too. And so, and I'm not talking about Karen. And the reason why I'm saying that is because who knows what Karen even follows or pays attention to, I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I would probably bet on it that at this point, Karen Reed is like, fuck the YouTubers. Fuck them all. This has gotten so fucking stupid. Fuck them all. And I wouldn't blame her. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't blame her. But the fact is they raised $10,000 last night. Okay. And that's nothing to shake a stick at. You know, $10,000 is $10,000, man. That's a chunk of change, you know, and that's quite the accomplishment. But I'll also say that it's a fucking miracle that happened, considering what I watched. And I'm thinking the whole time, like, the reason why this is gross is because you can see real intentions here. Crawford had his super chats off at one point, and then he turned them on. Yeah, drop microdots. As a matter of fact, it is, and we're gonna watch it. And I'm gonna get into it. But I'm trying to get my gripes about it out of the way so we can try to laugh. You know, because there's gonna be some parts that's just gonna annoy me. But I am very serious about the fact that you know, I mean, I don't know what the reason is exactly that they made it private on the read files. But you know, maybe it was just simply because Mike was the host and they wanted Mike to just get all the views for it. Because Mike put it behind a members only paywall, behind a $24.99 tier paywall. Because even though this is what's really funny about it. Now, right. Let me explain to you why that's so fucking gross. Let me explain to you why that's so gross. And I just want to like have it pulled up here so you can see it. There it is right there. Join this channel, $24.99 a month. The arrogance of that is astounding. It's astounding. Now the reason why it's fucking gross, and hold on, I saw this just now. Kimberly, oh my god, wow, so generous. Jeez. $99.99 flying in for the hearing on Thursday, BNA or Atlanta as flight crew. I have options, but where to stay? I see what you're doing there. You behave. I feel like this is gross simply because Karen Reed's fundraiser link is shared in the chat and pinned, and most likely in the description, I would assume, right? Why would you cost Karen Reed the chance for people to donate on the replay of the fundraiser? The reason why that is because they're not in this for Karen Reed. They don't care about raising money for Karen Reed. They care about trapping themselves into the Karen Reed relevance with a fundraiser. What's Karen going to do? She's going to go, no, don't raise money for me. I've already gotten so much shit for being ungrateful. And these people are going to start raising money for me. And so what the fuck else do I do? What am I supposed to do here? It is incredibly manipulative. And it is incredibly gross. Like, I want another shower thinking about it. Because there was nothing like this feeling when we were doing this before the verdict. It was a genuine, wonderful feeling of community that I had never experienced, and I never knew that I had longed for. And these people did not experience this. They cheated themselves out of this by being preoccupied with other people and being jealous of what other people were doing, being preoccupied with what other people were doing and being jealous of it and envious of it. Specifically Turtle Boy and me, but not in no way on the level that Turtle Boy is hated for just simply winning. And it's, and I hope I'm not, man, I'm missing a bunch of these. Hold on. It's just that I get scared of losing my train of thought. Oh man, Richie, thank you, buddy. For your trip money, looking forward to seeing you, man. Me too. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Can you please show the class that Nan Sense Jimmy and Jess did? It's so damn funny from Jess Sweet. Yeah, give me a little bit. We'll get into that. Yeah, that's a great idea because we need to laugh. We need to have a good time. It's late at night, man. It's Saturday fucking night. I mean, if you're my age, Saturday night is a night for laughter and fun. KC, Chrissy, thank you. Just doing it so you have to pay tonight, only like LTL. And thank you guys for being forced to be here and being here. Actually, he's talking about memberships. And a lot of people became members. Lori became a member. Twan NZ gifted a membership, and Cal Seep gifted 5 memberships, and Liz88 gifted a membership as well. Oh my God. And I'm here for some heavy pettying. Yeah, I'm trying not to get petty tonight, man. I'm trying to just stick to the fucking facts here. Miss Holmes, thank you. I let Mike Crawford know that I think of him last night because he was rude and disrespectful to special guests. JFK, LTL, blah, 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 spew hate, gross. Yeah, I mean, they straight up fucking threaten people, dude. Like, it's crazy. They've gotten to a point where it's just like, wow. If you need laughs, I can go to the Scotch again. Thank you so much, buddy. Man, and big shout out to like BLT Media, the parody account, Connor McManus, and Rat House and all those folks over there, and Erica. Like, you guys have been fucking real solid. Like, you guys are always solid, but you've been like super duper solid the last like few weeks. And I'm really grateful, man. Like, thank you for that. Sarah Jane, thank you so much. Just a little bit towards your trip. Man, you guys are the best. You guys are fantastic. So, right. Why, if it's about Karen and raising money, why wouldn't you do every single thing to raise money? If you're thinking on the level of raising money for Karen, then what you would be doing is making decisions that are in the interest of raising money for Karen, such as not putting a fundraiser for Karen behind a paywall where they have to pay you. Now, unless you have something worked out where you plan on paying Karen for every membership you get for that, and you have a way of keeping track of that, well then, Calceep, really? Someone finally said my name? I thought I totally said that shit wrong, bro. Holy shit, dude. People, Let me try that one more time. Calceep. Okay. Let's see. What is this one? Glock for me. It's the benefit of the U.S. Commonwealth. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, oh my God. Wow. You guys are wild tonight. Ben Shapiro's midget horse. Loving the softcore CNC viewership with the Glara and chat. I love it. You guys are great. So yeah, so he puts this shit behind a paywall. And you know, where you could just be like, people could just watch it and see the link and be inspired to donate to Karen, but they probably won't. The reason why they won't is because the live stream and the fundraiser was a fucking shit show. It was a complete and total fucking mockery of anything pure and good that we have been doing here for the last 2 years. It was pathetic, frankly, as a matter of fact, because we've been doing this shit. Maz's fundraisers on his own, like, pummel what happened last night as far as class and respect. Kristen from Manhattan, thank you so much. Auntie Debs, hit him up. Dina and Twit Twat is everything. Yes, I'm gonna check that out. I promise. I'm gonna check that out. We are gonna watch that. All right. Thank you so much. But we are gonna watch that. Yeah, man. Like, these people are not doing this to raise money for Karen Reed, and that's why they only raised $10,000 instead of it. They raised, oh my God, $10,000, and that's a fact. That's not even the majority of the community sees this and have been saying this and tweeting it and talking about this since last night in real time when it was happening and since. Dude, like, have you guys ever seen me on a panel with a bunch of lawyers, dude? Like, I am fucking, like, I only speak usually because I'm there and I know that I'm expected to speak at some point. But for the most part, I am shutting the fuck up and I'm listening to attorneys speak about something that I have a great, passionate interest in. And what I saw last night was a bunch of fucking egos and just gross. It was fucking gross, dude. Berkshire girl, member for 10 months. Enjoy your trip and bring warm layers. Yes, of course. I have a fantastic London fog coat that has been very good to me in on my winter trips to Boston. Yeah, I agree, Danny. Total disrespect for Runkle. So let's just first off, let's get into the mood. Okay, let's just get into the mood. Who sent me this shit? Was it okay? Wait, no, dude, I don't know where this is. I don't know where to find it. The anti-Deb thing. I was about to watch that, and let me just find anti-Deb, dude, and just there we go. Boom. Oh fuck! It won't let me search. It's really annoying. Maybe I'll just stumble upon it. There's a lot of shit here. Billy Bush. Yeah, man. So it looks like Aiden. So Aiden and I were talking behind the scenes yesterday, and I can honestly tell you that Aiden was feeling what I was feeling. You know, when I was thinking about what I was watching, Aiden was like, you know, thinking the same shit. He was just on the same page. We were texting, and then and yeah, we were just on the same page because it was just like, what the fuck is going on right now? And it was just obvious. And it inspired something, because I had the same feeling in me just for even a spark. I had the same feeling in me when I first wrote that tweet squashing beef with Crawford after the verdict. I had that feeling again. What inspired me to do that? But more with JFK and James Jackson. And that was because on a Spaces, I had a conversation with JFK and James Jackson. And I talked about some of this with my members this morning on my clubber walk. And I want to go ahead and say now that I have even a bigger audience. That person, Nina, who ran that Spaces, is easily the stupidest and most retarded person that I've ever spoken to on the platform of Twitter. She was painfully stupid, painfully, willfully ignorant. And I apologize or regret absolutely fucking nothing. I apologize for nothing, absolutely nothing. Like I mean every word that I ever said about that fucking moron. And I'm going to give you an example because I've never heard anything about like this in my life. There were times that there was clearly a language thing, but this wasn't a language thing. Okay? This wasn't a language thing. This was someone who was just showing that she is a fucking sheep who fucking will say whatever she thinks is going to be the popular thing and the right thing that's going to win her some sort of favor. Because she is some virtuous fucking, some virtuous empath who fucking, is nailing herself to a fucking cross for all of us, right? That's how she's coming off by hosting her Spaces. She's fucking Jesus hosting the Spaces, right? And yeah, Stanek. Okay, whatever. Yeah, Nina Stank. God, that woman was fucking retarded, dude. Dude, talking to her was like trying to shit out a cactus. That's what it was like. It was fucking awful. And at one point, after this, really, I'm not even going to get into it. You can go on Twitter, you can listen to it yourself. But at one point, I get back in there, after I had already been up there, and I am just listening. And then she sends me an invite, and then I take the invite, and she's like, okay, Clara, Will, you're here. You wanted to speak? And I was like, no, you invited me. I thought you had something you wanted to say to me. And then she's like, no, that's not true. You requested and I'm like, no, I didn't, bro. Like, no, I didn't. You fucking sent that shit. It was weird that she was denying it because I was like, I'll answer whatever what the fuck you want. And then I go, all right, fuck this, right? I at one point I just go, fuck this, you know, and then I just leave, right? I hang up and I leave, but I'm still listening. And then she's on there with like Dag Nabbit, I think it was, and she goes, and he used the word retarded. I hate the word retarded. It's so bad word retarded. And Dag Nabbit's like, well, what don't you like about the word? Right? Clock for me. Thank you so much. You remind me so much of living in California. You remind me so much of living in California. Okay, so much said it twice. All right. Thank you. So Dagnav was like, why do you hate the word retarded so much? What do you hate about it? Right. And I shit you not. This is almost verbatim what she said. To the best of my memory, she said, well, I know people who are retarded. I have families retarded. I have a cousin who's retarded, and he has epilepsy. And I'm listening to this, and I am like, oh my fucking God, dude. I couldn't fucking believe what I just heard. And then I go back on. Okay, I go back on because she had just spent the whole fucking morning accusing me of not having any empathy for anybody, right? All right, whatever. So I go back on there when she does this, and I'm like, okay, you say I don't have any empathy. I'm here to help you, okay? Because I realize there's a language thing here, but no. This isn't a language thing, but I'm here to help you for future reference. Okay. I just heard you, and everyone listening here just heard you use the word retarded in easily boiled down to the most offensive context that you could possibly use the word. Easily, without a doubt. The most offensive context you could use that word. Like 3 or 4 times, lady. You totally just did this. Right? And she goes, oh, okay, thank you. And I'm like, yeah, I use the word retarded to describe the willfully ignorant. People who have a choice. Like you're fucking retarded. Because you just zone out what you don't want to hear and then hear it however you wanted to hear it. Like you will repeat something at me and go, and I didn't go into all that. We actually had that conversation earlier where I'm just like, you don't even have a grip on reality. Yeah. That is totally not what I said at all. You know, like it got to a point where I was just like, okay, this person is just like a bona fide fucking retard, you know, like just that's it, you know.
I'm retarded?
Yeah, dude, Twitter, dude, I am so fucking over Twitter. Like now I'm locked out of like my current one and I don't even care. Like I really don't. Like the last few days on Twitter have been, dude, my stress level has elevated since I got back on Twitter significantly from when I wasn't on Twitter. It's that simple. It's not even complicated. I wasn't on Twitter for a long time. And then I was fine, and I've been exercising, and I've been eating right. I feel fucking great, right? And then I get back on Twitter like a week ago, and my stress level has fucking peaked. Like I'd go crazy if I wasn't exercising as much as I was, if I hadn't had this head start, if my knee wasn't healed, I'd be going crazy. It is the most disgusting shit in the world. Like people who really think like that koala dude thinks that he is actually something that matters. That's what's really fascinating. He doesn't matter at all. The only way he can make himself matter is by taking parts of information and being really opinionated about it online. And that's pathetic. That's fucking pathetic. Like the guy is a cunt. Like he's just an absolute total fucking cunt.
Oi, cunt.
You're a little cunt.
A cunt is what he is. What's up, Olivia? Now there was a lot of cunts about last night. There were quite a few. But before we get into that, let me do this real quick. Oh, fuck. Oh, where is that shit, man? Damn, I thought he sent me. Yeah, I'm going to save the Dina thing for the petty stream. I'll probably do a petty stream tomorrow. But we'll just get into this, man. Let's just get into this real quick. Hold on. I am just flabbergasted at what happened last night. Yeah, save that for petty. Yeah. The fact is Mike Crawford is incredibly self-serving. Has always been. I mean, what has he really done throughout the entire 2 trials? I mean, he's shown us like now he doesn't have Bettero, and then he's just gone off the deep end, you know? So what does he do for like a really dirty, like a rat, really like a rat? What he did was, okay, what I'm going to do is throw a fundraiser for Karen Reed. So I have Karen Reed in my corner so I can wear Karen Reed like an accessory in order to get views, in order to get support. Like it's abundantly clear that that's what happened. And that is grassy shit. You know? All right, so let's hear this bullshit. Oh, he's muted.
Concerned. He's a former Boston police sergeant. Used to be.
Now, this isn't bad. Like, it doesn't start off bad because you got fucking Howie on there, right? So Howie's on there and he's telling a cool fucking story, right? And it's off to a good start. He comes out strong with Howie, like right on, you know? I'm sure that generated a lot of donations.
Married to the daughter of Mickey Roach, the former police commissioner, and later became a city councilor, county-wide office holder. So Marty Kraft had a very checkered career as a Boston police officer, as did Brian Albert. But he was doing pretty well as a private detective.
Now let's
rap. I mean, this county is just awaiting trial. I mean,
not end after just get and look.
Come on.
Know this from
There we
him.
go.
He's been raising money for her for a long time, and he does a great show. Brian from LTL Media, you want to say hello to Howie Carr tonight?
Absolutely, it's an honor to be here. Howie, how are you?
very good, Brian. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And Brian, tell us why you're here tonight, because why have you been doing this so long? I guess for Karen Reed too.
Yeah, I mean, you hear Karen's story. I think it initially hit, the airwaves, and it kind of went.
Well, they were hiring, so yeah, people were talking about it. So when I was, I took the peddling of cologne wasn't working out. So, started doing the Karen Reed thing about a week after this dude named the Glare started doing them. But I'm going to accuse him of doing them because I did him. Wow.
Dead. And then, of course, he had the big push. Aiden was behind, you gotta give him credit. He blew this thing wide open, and you just started seeing this large community come into this. And, being in Massachusetts and being 20 minutes from Canton myself, there's something going on. And Howie was just here kind of outlining how this corruption is so deep.
Dude,
and then
dude,
just getting out there and meeting people and hearing more
so
about
funny. This dude he recycled that Nathan interview video like 4 fucking times in the last 3 days, dude. Like, it's insane. It's so fucking wild. And all this dude, all I've been hearing behind the scenes is how this dude hates people. Like, talked the house of shit about like everybody, like I'm gonna save the Dina shit though. Yeah, everybody's seen it. I'm just gonna save going over it until I go petty.
the story and getting involved with a lot of the fundraisers, boots on the ground, being out in front of that courthouse and seeing what's going on and just watching this play out over the last, 2.5 years of these 2 trials. And I'm here tonight because Karen's fight does not end after that trial. I mean, this is going to continue. She's up against.
I'm here tonight because my views are down because, Jess is trying to sabotage me and the Glare. I'm here because I just need to cling on to something here because nobody fucking respects me anymore. Ben Shapiro, thank you. Did BLT get his rug bangs trimmed and the rest of it faded? Oh my god, dude. No. Wait. Gay. Oh man, I'm on one tonight.
3 civil trials, but now she has the opportunity to fight back civilly, where there's not going to be a judge that is going to keep out key evidence that people need to hear. And that's why I love depositions and I love civil cases, because the curtain gets pulled back. Oz doesn't get to hide behind the curtain anymore. It gets pulled back and we get to see everything. So hopefully, this all works out. And we can see what truly happened to John O'Keefe at 34 Fairview.
Hope so. I want to bring up DJ too. DJ's another one of.
I feel like now maybe this is just wishful thinking, right? Let me have my dreams. So fuck y'all. But I feel like Howie, like LTL just went on that rant, and I feel like Howie was just like just thinking in his mind, the fuck is this kid talking about? I totally, like, I'm getting that vibe. Like, he didn't acknowledge LTL in the slightest bit. He didn't have even a change of expression on his face. It was priceless. And it could have just been, I mean, it's no fun, but it could have just been, he zoned out. Oh, he could have just zoned out, He's a man of advanced years, he's got a lot on his mind. He probably zoned out. I mean, and Brian has that effect,
What we're calling the Stronger Together
I mean,
crew.
look.
I'm gonna bring up
At 30, we can hopefully, this all works out, and we can see what truly happened to John O'Keefe at 34 Fairview.
Hope so. I want to bring up DJ too. DJ's another one of what we're calling the Stronger Together crew, who have been organizing these fundraisers for Karen Reed. DJ, how you doing tonight?
Good to be here with you and Howie, and of course, brother Brian.
Like,
do you have any?
I'm never. Let me see Brian's reaction when he's clapping. Hold on, because Brian hates this guy. I've never heard him say anything about him, but I'm telling you right now that I know it in my bones that Brian fucking hates calling all beings. He hates DJ, bro. And I think DJ's a nice guy. I do. But I think he hates DJ, bro. Look, watch. Because before, remember we watched and DJ comes on and he starts clapping for himself or whatever, or clapping for somebody, and Brian's all uncomfortable. He's like, I don't have the clapping thing, the sound effect. I don't have the And so DJ is going to do this right now. He's going to come on here and he's going to start clapping with Howie Carr on the panel. And I want to see what what Brian's face looks like when that happens.
Fundraisers for Karen Reed. DJ, how you doing tonight?
Good to be here with you and Howie, and of course, brother Brian.
Do you have any comments or questions for Howie tonight too?
Oh my God, that's fucking fantastic, dude.
I do actually have a kind of a two.
Brian is so annoyed, dude. Look at him. Here, look. That is so fucking funny to me, dude. Look at his face, dude. He's just like, fuck this guy.
Other crew who have been organizing these
Hold
fundraisers.
on, can I slow motion it? I want to see.
This is for Karen Reed. DJ, how you doing tonight?
Good to be here with you and Howie, and of course, brother Brian.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Do you have any comments or questions for Howie tonight too? Before I ask you,
I do actually.
I'm actually going to speed this up.
Actually, have kind of a two-part question for Howie, and just so you know, I'm an out-of-towner. I'm born and raised proud New Yorker, but I did go to Dean College, so that at least gives me a little bit of Massachusetts credibility. Howie, I'm curious. Two questions. Have you seen something like this before? And is this, how pervasive is this? How widespread is this in terms of corruption? But in terms of Karen Reed, have you seen another case like this in your long history in Massachusetts?
No, I think this is I think it was the biggest criminal trial since the Whitey Bulger
Oh my
case.
God.
But the difference being that Whitey
Cal
was federal court and it wasn't on TV. I mean, we could tweet about it, and I
for 8 months.
tweet limits because I'd be typing so fast. I was like a teenage girl, but it's totally different, when you can actually see everything, and when you can watch somebody, covering it, and you could just like stop it and then go back and play it again. And that's how I could get a column and have it onto the Herald website before I went on the air at 2:00, and it would be a pretty good column.
Angel
And,
Baby,
in the old days, you'd have to go down
it.
to the courthouse, whether it was in South Boston or Dedham or anywhere, and just get a parking space and get in there, and and then there's only room for so many people, and maybe an overflow room, in the case of the Whitey Bulger trial, and you'd watch it on TV, but you couldn't record anything. And it was totally different. When not only could you watch it on TV, but you could listen to the sound in your car. People were driving across the country, truckers. They're on the Route 60, I-40 in Oklahoma, and they're listening to the same trial we're listening to. It was, in that sense, it was totally different technology.
Yeah, like the thing is like DJ. The sense I get from DJ, man, is like he's a good dude, and I think he just wants his channel to grow, and he's not really willing to compromise much on anything, like he knows what he wants to do, and I respect that. I'm the same way. There's no point in being successful at this unless you're really enjoying it, and it's in its purest and rawest form, the way you want it to be, you know what I mean? And I respect that about DJ. Because he does the Bigfoot thing, and he wants his channel to grow, and I don't blame him for just wanting to get along with anybody that he can get along with, that's I don't think that he has ill intentions. I mean, do I think that he's involved in this because he knows that there's something to gain from it? Sure, but not just that. I think that he genuinely cares, and I think he's a good dude. I'm just saying I never got the sense from the guy that he was fucking trashy. The other two dudes, not Howie. We all know that story.
Changed everything, and the fact that the Globe didn't care about the case because she was a white heterosexual native Massachusetts resident.
I don't know any about that.
Meatball Morrissey was a Kamala Harris delegate, so he was good people as far as they were concerned.
I'm just saying my impression of the guy.
You guys remember this? They called all the Karen Reed supporters racist. They did.
Sure did. Yeah.
Michael Morrissey, he sent the columnist, who's an Australian, by the way, which is a lot further away than New York. He sent her a note saying, "Gee, what a great job you did, calling out all those people." Those ignorant Massachusetts residents. That's what he was getting at, and it was totally different. Everybody was, Whitey was he was an interesting figure, but if you weren't in the neighborhood, you didn't really know who he was. You didn't know anyone who'd been whacked or anything like that. But Karen Reed became a part of your daily existence, and so it was very different. This is the biggest trial of. There was an au pair back 25, 30 years.
This is a solid fucking community, man. It really is. There's just people who really hate seeing it. And they're going to try to destroy it. They're going to try to take people down. And this is a really positive, important thing that we're all doing here. And they know it. And they don't have anything worthwhile to bring to it, And instead of finding something worthwhile to bring to it, which is what they used to do, ironically, they decided to throw temper tantrums, and just perpetuate drama. See, the thing is, and I'm going to veer off into a little drama here just for a moment, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So if you'll bear with me. Aiden and I extended after I had a Spaces conversation with both James Jackson and JFK. Aiden and I communicated, and we were both like, this, this just needs to stop. We should actually continue this conversation, because this Nina lady, she ended up muting everybody right when the conversation was actually getting somewhere. Some of us were talking over each other, but it only took just a second for each time. Everybody, I could say this, is everybody had a self-discipline here where it only took a couple seconds, but it would always happen. It would take a couple seconds, but it would always happen where like somebody would talk over the other, and then the person would be like, hey man, come on, man, you talked and let me talk. And then it's like, all right, cool, go ahead. And we were doing a pretty good job of managing the conversation ourselves, and we were getting somewhere. This was the first time that I had actually communicated verbally with these guys since a lot has been said. And I felt fully comfortable doing so. I was actually, I don't want to say I was enjoying the conversation, but I felt the conversation had an element of productivity to it that I was appreciating, is probably the best way I could possibly say that. And I felt James Jackson felt the same way. I don't know about JFK. But things that he said since, I'm imagining no. And we extended an olive branch to them because Aiden was like, we should have this conversation in private. We put me in a group text and we just needed JFK to join in. And it never happened. And anybody here who were to apply themselves for a moment would be able to understand perfectly why they would not reach for this olive branch for a ceasefire. Maybe no apologies being made, but just the whole, hey, maybe move on from each other for a while. You know, Karen doesn't need this. You know, Aiden and I were absolutely willing to do that as of last night. And there was no response. Now, can anybody guess as to why there was no response? There it is. There it is. Every night they talk about me, Aiden, Rat House. Every night. Right? A truce would mean they wouldn't have content. They need the beef. They need it because it's the only thing getting them views. If they didn't have the beef with us, they wouldn't get any views. That shit, to me, is secondary. I've been up here going over updates. I've been over here all week long going over updates and shit. That shit, secondary to me. You know what I mean? I'm out here trying to do shit. That's why I said that. That's why I was like, dude, fucking anything fucking drama related, dude, it's fucking going. Petty streams are now paywall. Petty streams are members only now. And I expected people to just be like, all right, well, I guess there's no more petty streams. You know? Like, that's what I expected to happen. I did not expect this to happen. But they keep giving me content. Specifically the two guys on the screen that aren't Howie and DJ.
Years ago. That was a big trial, too. She was accused of killing one of the first charges.
British girl.
Right. So, yeah. Moral of that story is the olive branch meant shit because that would mean they'd have to actually come up with content. Thank you, Jay-Z. 41. No, dude. Like, see, that's the thing is I don't. I do not. That's why people are like, oh my God, you're so real and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, man. You know why? Because it's easier that way, dude. I'm too lazy to keep up a fucking front. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too fucking lazy to fucking keep that shit. That's like carrying that shit around all the goddamn time. I don't want to fucking be like that. I want to, like, the whole point of this shit. What is the point of this shit and getting paid doing it? Unless you just get to be fucking balls out who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the point? Why not enjoy that shit? The spoils. You know, and I mean, so I'm not trying to like, yeah, like it becomes work. Like the way these guys are thinking is always just like, well, if we do this and the algorithm and blah, 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 fuck all that, man. Just get up here and fucking have fun. Get up here and have fucking fun. Enjoy your chat. Be grateful for your chat. People to interact with. Kick it with, have fun. You know, you're like cheating yourself. Dude, I don't have it's not up no more. But man, I was talking like when I did the last Petty stream, somebody super chatted me and they were like, I'm a middle school teacher. And you are my relief to unwind and not think about the semester. And and dude, my reaction is always going to be priceless. But I can't react to it now. But I was like, dude, I fucking win, bro. I fucking win. Let me explain why I fucking win. Okay. Because when I was in middle school, I was the one making that woman's life fucking miserable where she felt like she didn't want to think about. I was the reason she didn't want to think about the semester. You know what I'm saying? And then she has some sort of release, right? I am a middle school teacher's release. When I was the kid in middle school that I was getting kicked out of class, I had to take my desk outside. The reason why I had to take my desk outside is because I was doing exactly what I am doing at 50 in the goddamn classroom instead of here in my house. That is why. And for some crazy nexus of the universe shit that just fucking happened, a middle school teacher. So what that means is that fucking I win, dude. My middle school teachers can suck it because right now I am making a living doing what they kicked me out of class in middle school. I am making a living doing what they would kick me out of class in middle school at 50 years old. I am doing the exact same shit. I hacked life. I hacked it, dude. Like, I wish Miss Di Verona could see me right now, bro. Oh my God. That is the fucking most beautiful. I am a big fan of irony. So when a middle school teacher just told me that, I was just like, that is the most insane shit in the world. Because I acted exactly like this in middle school. I kept getting kicked out of class for it.
Yeah,
Louise Woodward.
Yeah.
right. But it was nothing compared to this. This is the biggest thing I've ever seen. And I think I wasn't alive, obviously, but it's ironic. The trial took place in the same courthouse as Sacco and Vanzetti. It's probably about as big a trial as Sacco and Vanzetti.
How widespread is this corruption in terms of Massachusetts? Is it other counties that you've seen that you see?
This is there's on off his boat. Go figure, may have out the entire slate.
I wonder what his chat looked
like. Wednesday 2 months ago, they're knocking off the candidate select one at a time. One every year. The population is changing in Norfolk County as it is across the state, and it's I don't think the good old boys are going to be able to maintain control like they have for the last 65 years since they
Karen Reed sped it up too.
Yeah, she did. She definitely sped it up. Yeah. People are paying more attention now. I mean, can you imagine? It was only 3 years ago that jailbird Chris Albert was elected to the Canton Board of Selectmen. I mean, I just wonder, even though you have a huge county population in Canton, how many people knew that he'd done time?
Here's the thing:
he didn't talk about it in the campaign. Like people had no.
Let's be honest. So far, this is going well, right? But at one point, this whole thing takes a hard left turn. Okay.
No idea.
Yeah.
This guy, and he's going to clear.
I've been. And they bring in all these people like this guy Noble, the new guy, from New Jersey. He's originally from Rhode Island. I don't think he knows any of this stuff. I don't think he probably doesn't want to know about these people, like Porter, the guy at the investigative unit or in trial.
Yeah, things have definitely changed lately. There's no doubt about it. We also have attorney Andrew Myers. I want to bring him up as well.
Now, y'all are free to have your own opinion, of course. I personally am not a fan of Andrew Meyer. I've been on his show a couple of times. The last time was not so favorable. We didn't get along. We had a very, very difference of opinion, but the opinion that I got of him from that interaction it shows here. Now, I don't know if I would have caught it or it would have shined as much had I not caught it when I last interacted with him. But I don't like that guy. He was really rude to Cherry once as well. I don't like that guy. Just being honest. But let's watch him here and you'll see what I mean. He's going to give you, this is the first person to give you the ick feeling besides Brian. Just Brian isn't doing anything to actually give you the ick feeling except being there. Same with Crawford,
Well, I think, did you go on his show recently, Howie?
Yes, I did. It was fun. I had a good time.
Hey, Mike.
Andrew, how you doing today?
Hi, Andrew.
Good to see you guys again. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Do you have I could say, the big thing is, why are you supporting Karen, the fund tonight? And do you have any comments or questions for Howie or anyone on the panel tonight?
Well, yeah, thank you, Howie, for coming on my podcast a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I've been listening to Howie since the early 90s when you went on the air. And, people that are in my audience, my viewers and subscribers often will say to me, oh, well, now that we've heard about everything in the Karen Reed case and everything's come to light, this will come to an end and the corruption in Massachusetts will be over. And I say, no. No, it goes way back. It goes way back to, before any of us were here. But I mean, Howie has covered, the Massachusetts State Police overtime scandal, the Massachusetts State Police crime lab scandal with Annie Ducan and the woman out in Western Mass.
Sonia Farrak.
On. Right, Sonia Farrak. And it just goes on and on and on. And the corruption is endemic in Massachusetts. The corruption is in the DNA in Massachusetts. So people in my comment section who say, oh, well, now it's all come to light and it'll be over. No. Do you agree with that, Howie?
Absolutely. One of the corrupt state police.
I don't think anyone is saying that the corruption is going to be over. There's a specific fight against a specific branch of corruption, if you will, a specific entity of corruption, and that's what they're trying to win against. That's who Aiden and Karen are both trying to beat. They're not trying to take down all of the corruption in Massachusetts. They would what? And that's going to end the corruption. What is he talking about? I haven't heard anyone of any sound mind say that. So he's just spewing shit. This Andrew Meyer guy. He's just spewing shit, basically. He's going, oh, well, people are saying... No, they're not. Who? Show me a comment. I challenge Andrew Meyer to show me a comment. Myers. Excuse me.
in the Sacco and Vanzetti case, and he later recanted and said he made up the evidence. Do you know what his name was?
No.
Proctor.
No.
Yeah. Wow. Seriously.
It's, and history repeats itself. They used to tell me that, oh, you did a good job at City Hall, but now that Kevin White's gone, you're out of business. And man, you don't understand very much. You believe that? I said corruption in this state is like a large intestine. There's always something new moving through. It's never gonna end.
Yeah, you had the Kennedys, you had Bulger, you had so much, and always something at the state house, like Finneran. How many state speakers got indicted? Like there was like four or five.
Three in a row, and then the fourth one. He was a real, he was only an unindicted co-conspirator.
That's right.
In the probation department scandal. Yeah. And by the way, the only guy in the last 14 months, the only guy who donated to Michelle Morrissey was the former counsel for.
Hold on a second. How can Kirks, I see what you're saying. You're saying, Will, why extend olive branches? When it's used against you, there is no forgiving any of them. They are vile. It's not about Karen, never has been. It's about the dollars they make. I want to feel safe in my town, and I don't want anyone, I don't want this to escalate, because the fact of the matter is they're making what they think are very veiled threats, but they're saying pretty specific things from time to time, and they've been doing it almost every night. And the problem with that is I don't like to feel unsafe, and I'm not going to, and I'm not going to feel scared, but at the same time, they don't realize they're trying to backpedal. They spent the last couple of days backpedaling, and the thing is it's too late for that, because I'm taking screenshot after screenshot of threats from sock accounts that are showing up in chats. I saw them in Nurse Kim's chat, for fuck's sake, today. It's crazy. And that shit's gone too far. And Aiden feels that too, man. Like, the way he came off to me yesterday was just, like, this is, we could just move on, and, and we were thinking about, throwing a fundraiser, for Karen. And people are accusing Aiden of doing it like out of spite and being like, oh, well, just to compete. And no, it's what we saw here, and we haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. What we saw here was a disgrace. Karen deserved better. Bill Reed deserved better. Nick Rocco deserved better. At the same time, Nick Rocco has been very active in the JFK chat. Excuse me. And it's, so it's kind of his own doing, but well, right. They're saying that they're going to have other people approach me, and there's already people saying, well, I don't care, I'll catch charges, and so, it's not that I'm scared of it, but it would be incredibly ignorant and stupid of me to not take it seriously, so let's just say I'm taking it seriously. Because it's getting people who are, they're just flat out making threats. It's crazy. They really don't want me to go to Massachusetts, which really makes me want to go that much more.
For Felon Finneran, he's now a lobbyist. It's just one of those little footnotes that is very telling, I think.
Part of the club.
Yeah, exactly. Part of the club.
All those lobbyists, though. The lobbyists are it's just funny. The Beacon Hill lobbyists is,
Yeah.
you, just,
And then
they,
they
you
wrote,
know where
they
they
wrote the
stand.
law, especially so they only have to get
where you can hit the join button and you can become a member of the read files. So those are like some of the things that we're still working out on the back end before we decide to go forward and produce the first episode. So it'll be here soon though, in a few weeks, definitely.
And we're streaming right now on the channel.
So. And Alan is just fantastic. And I hope he doesn't. I send him stuff occasionally about when I'm turning up on the Boston Police and the state police, and those letters he writes are really scorchers, and they're getting the attention of everybody, even at City Hall.
I'm surprised you get away with writing what you write, and they publish it in the paper still. Because I mean, during the trial, you were definitely hitting hard. You were coming in swinging during the trial with some of those articles.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow, this is being published in there. That's amazing.
Well, thanks. It was fun. I mean, I love covering trials. I mean, it's just everything is right there in front of you. And as we were saying earlier, when the trial's on TV and it's being streamed, you can just, if you want to get the exact quotes, you just stop it and roll it back and then listen again. Exactly. It's just so much easier than it used to be to cover a trial. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a lawyer. Probably just as hard as ever, but for a writer, it's a lot easier.
Well, if you miss one thing, that could be the biggest telltale on what your audience knows is the truth. You know, if you miss one key point of that could be the deciding factor for your audience, whether someone is in.
Now, and they're probably raising a lot of money right now. Mike is doing exactly what he does best, which is sit back and shut the fuck up. You know, like it's working, and then this happens.
The auto care. He's the one who in Weymouth. He's the one the terrible and Mike.
Yeah, right.
And he did, especially.
Well, I mean, they still have her phone, so
going through this. But anyway, a long way to go before she's whole. Good to see everybody here tonight. And everybody have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Legendary Howie Carr. Wow, it's amazing to have him on the program tonight. And we're raising money for Karen. We have some great YouTube, what do we call them? Law tubers coming up next. We have some good ones here. We also have James. We got a few people in the green room we want to bring up. So let's bring up. I'll bring up the non-law tuber first. He can say hi very quickly, and because I want to make sure I get everybody up on the screen. James Jackson, what's up, bro?
Bro.
Wow. Hey, James.
I'm sitting here listening to Howie, and he's like talking about her audio doesn't work, and it's like, Howie, shh, stop telling them that. Her audio's, it's fine. Audio is fine. I have an audio guy. If you're an audio person. No, but he's giving away audio doesn't work. Listen,
Dina.
Yeah,
what's up, Dina?
SUV.
Thank
First
you.
of all, DJ, Nick, what's up? Bill, Mike,
What's up, brother?
Hi.
Andrew.
Hey,
Is that your name, Andrew?
Nice to meet you.
Attorney Andrew Myers.
Same.
Hey, James Jackson's got a channel. I want to make sure everyone subscribes to the Read Files, James Jackson channel. We got attorney Andrew Myers. He also has a YouTube channel.
Thank you.
And Boston Bia and DJ from Calling All Beings. Make sure you subscribe to them. LTL Media. Ryan was on the show a little earlier. Make sure you sub up to him too. LTL Media. And now we have some law tubers I want to bring up. The first one I'm going to bring up is he's huge. He's got a huge. Both of these guys are pretty huge law tubers. The first one is from Canada, and he's one that people were in the chat asking about.
I mean, I don't know if it's respectful to repeatedly refer to them as law tubers. I feel like it almost minimizes. I mean, they went to law school and they got practices and they fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like you just, why not just refer to them as attorneys who have YouTube channels that you can subscribe to and get a real attorney's insight? Like, what is so hard about saying that? How do you get on the radio? It's insane to me. It's so fucking wild to me.
Runkle of the Bailey, what's up?
Hey, Runkle. Not too much. Just
Runkle, that here is work, huh?
Yeah.
It actually isn't because
bottom with me and Nick Rocco. We know about here, so he's a barber.
Yeah, dry.
Right now, Nick, I'm going with the full harp. I got the back going. But hey, Runkle, I mean, man, I couldn't do it, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
as I said, it really isn't. I don't even get it cut. It's just
God damn. DJ.
That is like he is blown away. Like right now, I have actual footage of James Jackson under a special camera that just picks up what he's seeing when he's looking at Runkle's hair.
Explosion.
I mean, he is blown away by Runkle's hair. Like, he goes, God damn. Like, he is.
As I said, it really isn't. I don't even get it cut. It's just
God damn.
DJ, I'm gonna ask that it really isn't. I don't even get it cut.
Homie. It is so funny. Hold on. We gotta do it right.
It's just
God damn.
DJ, I'm gonna ask. Let me ask Runkle. Why did you decide to show up for Karen Reed tonight? You're an attorney. Why are you here supporting Karen Reed's civil fund?
Well, because the whole prosecution was just one of the biggest farces that I've ever seen, and
dude, fucking sit still.
It's insane what went down, and I actually got started, and I wasn't going to cover the Karen Reed case. I just was like, okay, everybody's covering this, but it doesn't really seem all that interesting. And then I was just watching on another channel, and it began with Yannetti's opening of like Karen Reed was framed, and I went,
James Jackson is rubbing everyone the wrong way because he looks like he's gonna go jump in front of an ice armored car.
okay, now I'm going to cover this because this is the kind of promise that a lawyer makes that they cannot possibly keep. This is a lawyer over-promising to the jury. This is a lawyer. And so what I was basically expecting to do is cover a case and be like, he made this promise and look at how badly it's blowing up in his face. Like, I thought I was going to be covering the case of Yannetti blows up and, dies publicly. And the case kept going. And the comment I made over and over for like the first, like, however long.
Wait. Nobody stop Runkle right there. Why did Yannetti?
I'm going to stop Runkle by telling everybody to not stop Runkle. People, that totally just happened.
Basically expecting to do is cover a case and be like, he made this promise and look at how badly it's blowing up in his face. Like, expecting to do, like, this is a lawyer over-promising to the jury. This is a lawyer. And so what I was basically expecting to do is cover a case and be like, he made this promise and look at how badly it's blowing up in his face. Like, I thought I was going to be covering the case of Yannetti blows up and, dies publicly. And the case kept going. And the comment I made over and over for like the first, like, however long.
Wait. Nobody stop Runkle right there. Why did
and DJ's blowing his nose into a fucking hanky, dude. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Wait. Nobody stop Runkle right there. What is happening right now, dude?
Yannetti, why did the case die?
Well, I was expecting Yannetti.
It didn't die. What are you talking about? Why did the case, you just wait. Nobody stop Runkle right there. Why did the case die? Huh? What are we talking about? The same case? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I was like, you tell the jury,
and he's like sitting back, like he just fucking like asked the fucking hardest fucking question ever, bro. And when I mean hard, I mean like fucking Debo hard, like he just fucking dropped a bomb on Runks, like, Whoa. Stop right there. Why did the case die? Why come the case that didn't die died? What?
This is the kind of thing that never lands, right? And so I was waiting for, like, I'm watching this for like a week, and I kept saying, how is it that the Karen Reed was framed isn't stupid yet? Like, this was going to be stupid. When is it going to sound stupid? And it just kept going. And I'm like, this actually is having, there's traction to the Karen Reed was. And so I got covering it, essentially expecting.
James Jackson. He looks like an old lesbian cult leader at a funeral. The one that's not giving a eulogy, the one that's just sitting there, nobody speaks to, nobody. I can't believe you guys give me money for this shit. Amazing.
Expecting that the lawyer was going to be, I actually expected that I'd be kind of making fun of Yannetti when I got started covering it. And I got to the end of it and I was like, no, he's actually delivering on this point. It actually makes a whole lot of sense. It makes way more sense than Lally's theory, Lally had one of the worst openings of the history of time in that first trial. It was basically just like, let me tell you every person who exists.
Good night, Erica.
It was like the book of Genesis.
Can I just say this, Runkle, real quick from Mass? Yannetti's not going to risk his career and go up there and sound like a buffoon. If he believes in something, he's going to believe in it. He's not going to go up there and speak stupidly.
Okay.
And
I hadn't been following like any of
he's not going to
the history. I got to the end of it and I was like going to be, I actually expected that I'd be kind of making fun of you.
I have to hear what Runkle says and then hear what James Jackson says to it. It's the contrast is amazing.
Yannetti when I got started covering it. And I got to the end of it and I was like, no, he's actually delivering on this point. It actually makes a whole lot of sense. It makes way more sense than Lally's theory, Lally had one of the worst openings of the history of time in that first trial. It was basically just like, let me tell you every person who exists. And it was like the book of Genesis.
Can I just say this, Runkle, real quick from Mass? Yannetti's not going to risk his career and go up there and sound like a buffoon. If he believes in something, he's going to.
Nobody was talking about Yannetti. He was talking about Lally. He was talking about Lally. Runkle was talking about Lally. Nobody was talking about Yannetti. But he's not, listen. Listen, I know I sound like a buffoon, but Yannetti's not going to get up there and sound like a buffoon. You know who else is not going to go up there and sound like a buffoon? You know who else? You know who else? You know who else?
What could be more egregious? What could be more misleading than that? And what could be more important?
He's going to believe in it. He's not going to go up there and speak stupidly. And
I hadn't been following like any of it. I got in late. And it was kind of an advantage because I'm going in being like, I'm just seeing what the jury's seeing. I haven't seen any of the pretrial stuff.
Yeah, Runkle's like, I don't know what you were talking about right there, but I'm going to just... I don't know what the fuck would just happen there, but
I came in late. I didn't know who Yannetti was. I didn't know if he was like Lally, who doesn't know what he's doing, or because we've seen some of the cases we've covered. We've seen lawyers who just, who just don't know what they're doing, who kind of fumble. And I kind of thought that's where that was going. I was going to be like what I expected is I'd be telling the audience, as a lawyer, this is why you don't overpromise and overcommit. You come in and you say,
James has no idea what's going on right now.
There's cases full of holes, but framed is a big promise.
Yes. Huge.
Yes, huge.
Yes, we're going to bring up right now, too. We have another attorney who's been standing by here. He's a criminal defense attorney.
And Crawford knows it. This is what's interesting, is Crawford can tell. You could tell that Crawford can tell.
A former prosecutor. He's also Navy JAG, I believe, if I got that right. He's very accomplished. He's all about justice. He is a justice guy. He's got a YouTube channel as well. Attorney Carl Steinbeck, welcome back to the Young Jerks. How you doing tonight, sir?
Now, this is, man, that bums me out, man, because Steinbeck is dope as fuck. That guy's really awesome. I really like that guy.
Hi, Mike and the team. Good to see you all.
Yeah, giving you a round of applause.
How you doing?
For being here. We've got three attorneys here, three different attorneys. I love this.
Well, Runkle's about to get his point
five
off.
of us common people, three attorneys in the middle. Attorney Carl Steinbeck, why did you decide to show up tonight for this, for Karen?
Well, it's I think it's great to see these attorneys following through and going after him offensively. The evildoers that were behind this racket that we saw that was ratcheted up against Karen and tried to absolutely destroy her. They have no mercy. There's nothing these guys won't do to try to crush her under, but they failed. Thank goodness for the lawyers that she had that stood up to this wild, out of control justice system out there. And so it's they need to be held accountable civilly now. So I know she's defending herself well to death, but she's also pursuing other offensive actions, and those take money. and there's a lot of money that needs to be raised to help make this happen.
You hear that?
She's going to prevail on.
Do you hear that? Are you wearing headphones like me? Because that sound is, what is the word that I'm looking for? I don't know, but it's a horrible sound
on this as well. So I jumped onto the criminal case at the end of the first one. I just made one.
Insufferable is the word I'm looking for.
One live stream on the first trial. It was after, while the jury was deliberating, I said, they have not proven second-degree murder. From what I've seen, I didn't even see a whole lot. I saw less than an hour of it, but I was also conferring with my wife, who's also a lawyer, way smarter than me, and I was pulling her to see, is there anything that we've seen scientifically?
Sit still, you child.
Shows that he was not beaten up and mauled by a dog or something along those lines, and there was nothing that we had out there. So I said, there's no way they got second-degree murder. So as it turns out, it was a hung jury, and as you guys have been...
Runks is just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, Runks is just chilling. Andrew Meyer is, you know, him, but, you know, Carl is just getting through it.
Talking tonight, you know, it was an outrage there of how the whole jury was not allowed to properly deliberate, because I believe she would have been found not guilty there as well. So in any event, this now we're facing her completely exonerated criminally, but civilly she needs help. And so, Mike, when you reach
doing, dude, look at this dude. Just look at this dude right now.
Out to me, I said, absolutely, I'll join you guys. And folks like Nick Rocco has done such an amazing job as well. So what you really need to do to fight corruption, and here you have systemic corruption. This is not a one-off type of thing, but we've seen from multiple cases in Massachusetts, this is ongoing, extensive, and it permeates the entire justice system. So if you're not connected properly, you can be caught up and ratcheted in the same way and utterly crushed to smithereens here. So I mean, people like you that live in Massachusetts, I mean, my hat's off to you guys, because it's, you know, you're brave to do this, Mike. You're Howie Carr's brave to do this as well, and Boston Bean, you guys speaking out about it. But you know, the more that we have folks speaking out about it, there's more safety in numbers. And these people, you know, what's so amazing is that, you know, these people did it for the world to see. They thought Karen would go away, and Karen didn't go away, and they went to not only the first trial but the second trial, and just made the whole American system of justice become a spectacle. And so that's why I got involved, Mike, because I just thought, you know, there's nothing that gets me fired up.
He's got absolutely no respect for that panel. None. It's incredibly distracting what he's doing. The man is trying to talk. Carl Steinbeck, a brilliant attorney with a great channel and fantastic insight, is giving his raw feelings right now about what Karen is dealing with and how brave it is to live in Massachusetts under this umbrella of corruption. And it's a strong moment, and it's a powerful moment, because Carl Steinbeck is a brilliant guy. So his words hold a lot of weight. But you've got this man-child squirming, taking up almost the whole bottom part of the panel, and he's squirming like a toddler in church.
Up is seeing somebody being railroaded in the criminal justice system. So that's why I jumped on. And you know, that judge is the worst judge I've ever seen. I never thought I would see something like that in my lifetime. But anyway, glad we don't have that Judge Canoni on the civil stuff. So I think she's got a fair shake. We're gonna have justice still arriving in the future for Karen Reed and her family.
Well, Judge Beverly Canoni now is over in Plymouth County, and that's where.
And what it shows is how little, not only how little respect James Jackson and these people have for Karen and what she and her family have been going through, but how little respect Mike Crawford actually has, because he's the one who keeps inserting them in everything. He's the one who keeps wanting to impress them and do everything to impress them, bringing them on to the Howie Carr show, and you know, it's really gross. Like I've never seen someone gargle another man's dick so much. And right now, this gross display of disrespect is a product of that dick gargling. That's what this is. This is the baby they made.
Karen's being sued by the O'Keefe family. So, you know, it might be interesting if they do, if she does get on the case, because originally Judge Beverly Canoni was not on her first trial. She ended up taking it over. She was on civil trials when Karen was going through it in the beginning, and she ended up taking over. So that would be pretty coincidental if she ended up on Karen's Plymouth case. So.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, and I know there's some ways they could go about making sure that doesn't happen on the Karen Reed's legal side, but I won't get into that tonight. But I expect good things to happen down the road for Karen Reed and her team. But so glad to see all you guys helping out with this cause.
I want to thank you for being here. We're trying to coordinate. Nick, we were trying to get the special guest up, but not happening. He's not in the chat. They're not there. I've been looking all night. So if you can communicate with them, maybe send them the link again.
Hey, Mike, I just shared it with Nick in private, in DM.
Right. We would definitely like to get this person on the show tonight. And I guess they were trying to get on. I'm wondering if they're one screen away. You know how sometimes you're not fully inside? I don't know. Something's not right. But I want to thank
I just sent the new link, so hopefully that might work.
All right. Because we have an all-star panel, but we have a space for one more. There's one more. And again, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Like I said, we have 3 attorneys. We have 5 regular folks, I guess.
Ed's girlfriend.
One of the things that just happened was
chick
Michael Proctor responded to Karen Reed's civil case. Did anyone see that? Did anyone see those responses today? They were posted up online. I got a copy of some of them. I'm just wondering if any of the attorneys saw it.
I saw it, Mike.
Shut up for a second, Mike. The chick on my shirt. Are you fucking kidding me right now? The chat should be jumping down your throat right now for saying that. But don't, because, you know, they gave me $10. See what I mean? So, so I appreciate it. What's up, Scott? It's good to see you, buddy. And Scott, good to see you, buddy. Connor McManus.
It was pretty perfunctory. He just, pretty much admitted and denied what you would expect him to admit or deny. And there were a couple of paragraphs where he did acknowledge, which he really had to, that he was the lead agent on the case, but he vehemently, denied the language that he had done anything wrong. So it was pretty perfunctory. It's nothing. I had it up on my screen earlier today. It was nothing that really is going to, make headlines. I don't think, at least not in this group.
Yeah, it's funny because it was not much meat there. I didn't see anything new. It was just just refer to the trial, refer to this. This has already been answered. It was very light.
Mike's just repeating what Andrew Myers just said.
It was very light.
Well, that's what you do in an answer, Mike, in a civil case. That's what you do if you're defending. And I've done a fair amount of defense. I'm mostly a plaintiff's attorney. But when you're defending, you take the complaint and you take it paragraph by paragraph, and you either admit or deny or say you don't have sufficient knowledge to make a judgment one way or the other, and you leave the plaintiff to prove it later on. So that's pretty much what he did. No real headlines. Like I said, he denied that he did anything wrong. But would you expect anything different than that, Mike?
Probably not. I mean, it's kind of par for the course.
Usually,
yeah,
I'm also they do more.
Mike, can you check? Is anyone backstage?
Yeah, nobody is. Weird, huh?
Nick, you might have to go on and just he may not, like what Mike said, he may not know the steps to actually get to where he's in.
And there's just way too many people on that panel, dude. And it's crazy because now in his defense, in Crawford's defense, to be fair, I had 12 hours, for my fundraisers. So I had a lot of these guests that would jump on, and it was a lot easier to coordinate, even though I didn't coordinate it at all. I just sent a bunch of links out and said, just jump on when you can. And that would be great, and some people, certain people, when I had Yannetti and Alessi on, they were they gave me a time, but everyone else, just every other time, we just kind of winged it. And we had a good time, and it just worked out that way. But again, 12 hours is a lot easier. It's a long time to stretch a lot of guests out, but just to have all these people on panel at the same time like that just seems like such a shit show. and it seems tense, especially just with James Jackson in there. Like he just doesn't fit, he doesn't. He doesn't understand the case at all. He brings absolutely no insight. He is at the wrong table. He should be at the kids' table. This is not where he belongs. This is not the company that he should be in to raise funds for something as important as Karen's civil fund.
So you might have to just coach him through it.
All right, hold on a second.
Okay.
But yeah, of course, Proctor's going to Proctor, and he's going to try to convince himself, as they all are. They're all trying to convince themselves that they've done nothing wrong, and they're thinking, oh, eventually, if I just keep saying it, I'll be innocent, and unfortunately, it's not going to work that way. So,
yeah, definitely not. There was also some other things happening too, but I'm wondering about the federal, because this, Karen Reed was being sued in state court, and she's countersuing the House defendants, and their first move was to move it to federal court. So I'm wondering about the attorneys here who have some experience with this stuff. Does it make sense to move it to federal court? One of the things their advocates said for the House defendants is that they felt like Alan Jackson wouldn't get the camera time, and it wouldn't be as much of a show in federal court because the TV cameras aren't allowed. Do you think that's a good strategy to move it to federal court? Like, what are the pluses and minuses? Why would you move it to federal court with a civil suit like the House defendants did?
I mean, they're getting hammered in the court of public opinion. Taking it out of the public view it's not a dumb move. I mean, the public hates them. It's like that's what it comes down to. So why not take it out of public view? And I mean, it's very much on brand. They like doing things in the shadows. So
it does make sense, but I also wonder because they still have they're still going to be deposed in the state court too. You know what I mean? So
I mean, no matter what, this case is gone worldwide. So I don't think this is
dude. Bro, like, look at what happens right here. I'm going to play this at regular speed. Okay? I'm going to play this at regular speed. I want you guys to see, because this is just amazing.
And they like doing things in the shadows. So
it does make sense, but I also wonder because they still have they're still going to be deposed in the state court too. You know what I mean? So
I mean, no matter what, this case is gone worldwide. So I don't think there's a difference.
What?
Carl, do you have any comment on that stuff?
Has a move to the transfer motion to federal court, has that been granted? Do we know? I have not heard the latest on that.
I haven't heard that it's been granted, but from my understanding, Karen Reed's team is not going to really oppose it or fight it.
Okay. All right. Well, you're going to have a
really transfer.
So it's gone worldwide.
So
I mean, no matter what, this case is gone.
He totally interrupted Crawford as if Crawford wasn't saying anything. He just fucking shoved Crawford right out of the way of his own show while he was trying to make a point. And Crawford was actually doing a pretty good job of running this panel right here. Like just before this, like, look, like, I mean, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. No secret, I don't like Crawford, but I'm telling you, for the most part, he did a good job of running his panel, but he had horrible judgment of who he had on panel with certain people. You know, like, I'm not even saying, I mean, obviously, how's he going to know that James Jackson is going to show up in that kind of condition? You know what I mean? How's he going to know that? He gave him the benefit of the doubt. And then, you know, but you still, you know, James Jackson at this point, like, there's no way I'm putting him on with Runkle and Carl Steinbeck, dude. Like, I'm not doing that. No fucking way. Absolutely bizarre.
Worldwide.
Listen to how he
like they like doing things in the shadows.
Listen to Crawford. He's making a pretty good point here, and then he just gets cut off.
So
It does make sense, but I also wonder because they still have two. They're still going to be deposed in the state court too. You know what I mean? So
I mean, no
they've
matter
moved their
what,
portion.
this case is gone worldwide.
People are still going to have to get deposed to the state court. Yes, Mike, I agree with you. I think that's probably going to happen for sure. And there's going to be more lawsuits to come, you know? So you're not wrong. But one must not overlook, in lieu of that point, Mike, that this case has gone worldwide. In lieu of that point, Mike Crawford, this case has gone worldwide. I love it.
So
I
don't think there's a difference.
You don't think there's a difference between what are you talking about? This dude is in outer space.
And what, Carl? Do you have any comment on that stuff?
Has a move to
Carl was like, I don't even know what to fucking say right now. Like, what do I do with that? Do I have any comment on what? Like, and right there, Crawford's thrown out of his game of running his panel, because what he just did right there was he threw Carl Steinbeck right under the goddamn bus. Like, he just fucking made him be the guy. He put him on the spot to have to respond to the bullshit that just spewed out of James Jackson's mouth. He just had to do that. There's no, that was really fucked up to do that to Carl Steinbeck. Carl, so you got any thoughts on that? Like, thoughts on what? What did he just say? What do you mean? TMO dodging points like bullets. Dude, catch you outside. How about that? Oh my God, dude, this is unreal. Watch this right here. Do you have any thoughts? So
I don't think there's a difference.
Well, look at Carl Steinbeck's face right now. I want to see everyone's face. Look at Boston B, LTL. Everyone is completely dumbfounded at what they're looking at. Hold on, let me blow it up here. You guys got to see this. Look at everyone's face, bro. Nobody knows what to make of what's happening right now at all. It is awkward for everyone. And Karen deserved better than this.
And what, Carl? Do you have any comment on that stuff?
Has a move to the transfer motion to federal court, has that been granted? Do we know? I have not heard the latest on that.
I haven't heard that it's been granted, but from my understanding, Karen Reed's team is not going to really oppose it or fight it strenuously.
All right. Well, you're going to have a less centralized group of jurors on there, and so they're going to come from a wider area in Massachusetts. So maybe they also figure that folks that are further out away from the heavily populated areas, they're not going to be as in tune with a lot of the corruption that's going around in Norfolk. So I think that might be an advantage. But I also agree with Runkle. I think it's mainly they don't want to have this thing broadcasted to the world. And if you keep in mind with the denial of justice that's been done to Karen, and despite that, she's gotten an acquittal on this murder case.
And the cool thing is, Carl, as brilliant as he is, he's keeping it real simple. You know what I mean? He's making it real easy for anyone on the panel, except for one, to understand what's being said, to understand what the point he's trying to make. He's not making it difficult at all.
The details really did not come out to a large extent.
Gertie K, thank you
once
so
you
much.
have a
2
fair,
full
neutral
years.
judge deciding this, whatever trial
Thank
she
you.
goes to with these folks,
wow,
she's going to have a much better advantage because the devil's in the details and the truth is on Karen's side. So I
Right.
think more and more truth is going to come out. So I think they know that. And I think that's what they're really trying to protect themselves from, is them being really exposed with really tough, detailed questions. Because think of all the times Judge Cannoni kept the defense from bringing out further details. She says, no, you've already asked that, move on. I mean, that doesn't happen in real courts in America where you're shut down like that on a murder case. There's an absolute outrage. So her being railroaded like that is not going to happen in these other courts. And so that's why I think, in federal court, you don't have cameras. And so therefore they don't want all their testimony to be preserved for the world to see.
Dude, I loved listening to this guy during trial, man. Like, I only caught a few of his streams, man, but he was fucking on fire, man. Just like he is right now. He's totally on fire right now.
For many years to come.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a good answer.
Send him the link.
That's
again,
a good
'cause
answer.
It looks like he doesn't have the right link. That's why I'm saying something.
Okay.
Can you send him the link that you used to get in here? For some reason, it looks like it's the wrong link.
He said,
okay.
Yeah, Brian took
Thank
off.
you.
Brian was like, this
Yes,
is
sir.
fucked up.
I don't want to
This is
say
all
we're,
fucked up.
we're trying to work on a special guest who's been trying to.
Brian totally jumped ship, dude. He was like, mm-mm.
Get on for a while, and we want to make this happen. Hopefully Nick can make it happen right now. I want to thank everyone for being here. Let's just take a look at the fundraising, because that's like
I see
what we're here for. 49,444 tonight. Let's put it on the screen if we can. I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask any of the 5 of us. Do we have any questions for the attorneys tonight? Because the attorneys are here. They're the legal experts. Do you have any questions for them?
They're definitely not feeling it.
I'll go. It seems like people in the chat are asking if you think the federal investigation information is coming in on the civil trial. Predictions.
See, that's a good question. But
I can jump in and say something, Mike. I think that kind of information will come
There
out
you
in
go,
the civil
Carl.
case. That's another thing that they did to try to hide the truth from coming out in the criminal.
nobody wanted to touch it. That was the most awkward silence. Like, no lawyer on that panel. There were, I count 3 attorneys on that panel, and none of them wanted to touch it. And then Carl Steinbeck did it for what seemed to be because no one else was stepping up to say anything, and did not want the awkward silence. I mean, listen to that.
I can jump in and say something.
Predict federal investigation.
Look at this shit. This is wild, bro.
Information is coming in on the civil trial. Predictions.
I can jump in and say something, Mike. I think that kind of information will come out in the civil case. That's another thing that they did to try to hide the truth from coming out in the criminal trial, was of who ARCA was hired by. I mean, that's like a no-brainer. You let that information come in, especially because the prosecution is trying to say that they were hired guns. They don't have any professional credibility. They're just doing whatever the defense wants to, and all that kind of stuff that they were trying to make hay on Hank Brennan's team about the Skype communication being something nefarious. So all that kind of like ridiculous games that Brennan was pulling, and the judges support.
And I love when lawyers with channels are like not scared to just say, dude, like, I love what's this dude? The dude that's been kicking it with Emily C a lot. That dude is fucking hilarious. Like his videos are so good because he uses a lot of AI and it's really absurd and really funny. Loophole Lawyer. Yeah, there you go. Loophole Lawyer. You guys are the best. Thank you. Yeah, love that guy. I would love to do a stream with that guy sometime. I think he's fantastic.
Reporting him on are not going to happen in this trial, any of these future trials in civil court.
I was actually quite shocked when, well, I mean, I shouldn't really have been, but as Brennan keeps sort of going, well, who hired you? Who hired you to ARCA? And the defense is going, can we tell the jury yet?
Right.
And I was sitting there going, they have not only opened the door, they have kicked the door, they have battered the door.
Right. I love that.
Taken the door off its hinges, and they have eliminated the concept of doors from modern society. And yet the defense is still not able to say, oh, right, the FBI hired us. Like,
that was crazy to me.
What does it take to get that in when Brennan was so adamant?
Not
And
being Alan
because the
Jackson in
defense
Bev's
couldn't get
court.
it ends up looking nefarious to the jury because they're like, why is the defense not telling us? And, you know, it
Yeah,
ends up
I never
looking suspicious.
I never looked at it that way. I never looked at it that way. Runkle's making a really, really good point now. What he's saying right now is like, to the jury, that must have looked like, since they were keeping it, and it was clear that they were keeping something from the jury as far as who hired them, and they were the defense's witnesses, it seemed like the defense were the ones keeping it out. Not that the judge ordered them to keep it out. How's the jury going to know that? So the jury's going to perceive not knowing that the FBI hired ARCA as a defense tactic, trying to keep something from them, which is really, really like back asswards. It's fucking crazy. Ironic as fuck. It sucks.
But, and I say I should be shocked, but there was a lengthy history with the judge before then that really should not have surprised us at that point.
We have the special guest here. Wow. Finally, he is here. Oh my God. I'm so excited.
Now this is where shit just really takes a hard left turn.
Thank you, Nick Rocco.
It worked.
All right. We had the father Howie Carr here earlier. Now we have the father of Karen Reed, William Reed, Bill Reed. He's setting up his camera. We're just going to give him a second here. Let's give him a round of applause.
Oh my
Hello,
God.
Mr. Reed.
The round of applause is really awkward already.
Thank you for persevering with us and finally getting online here. I understand you've been working on that for a while. I want to thank
Bro. Crawford looks like the dude, the villain in The Fifth Element, like before he like became a villain, you know, while he was still just a fucking little wet towel, you know. You just like you just imagine that dude in like some sort of school. Gordy, thank you so much. Gordy's mom. Wow. Thank you. I've stepped in puddles that have more depth than Cryford and Company. He is so fucking cringe. He's truly difficult to watch, the fundraiser. And what the fuck was JJ on? There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Boston loves you, Claire. Thank you. Dang. Thank you so much. And I love Boston. I can't wait to see you guys. Yeah, look at, yeah, like people are going to start laying flowers at James Jackson's feet while he just nods, you know?
Thank you for being here tonight.
entirely welcome, and thank you. You know,
Like, is he wearing a Snuggie?
at my age, well, one good thing over the last 90 minutes, I've had a chance to reread for the third iteration Howie's book, How He Combats Corruption. So that's been favorable. But certainly at my age, I don't buy green bananas anymore. But it's so good to see everybody, all of the attorneys here. I have spoken to Attorney Myers on several occasions, along with my wife, Janet.
Thank you.
And I think Karen may have also spoken to him. My wife, Janet, and I have also
Like,
spoken to
you see
attorney.
that? You see what I'm talking about right there? Like, thank you. Thank you for telling the people that we speak. I appreciate that, Bill. Bill is just like, my wife and I, Janet, several occasions have spoken to Andrew Myers. And he's like, yeah, thank you. Thank you for the name drop. Thank you. So weird. The whole vibe of this thing is so weird.
Carl Steinbeck, and we thank him for his support as well as Attorney Myers. And Brian, and I'm not sure I know all of the other guests, of course, Nick, but I'm not sure I know the other guests, but I certainly, it's a pleasure to meet them all and to thank them for their support and participation. So it's great to be here and great to finally get, I almost feel like I'm the last guest on the Johnny Carson show to, pull the plug.
Mr. Reed, can I just ask you a question? Are you wearing your gold chain tonight over that turtleneck? Is that you?
Oh my fucking God. Like, okay. It is wild that he just did that.
The last guest on the Johnny Carson show to, pull the plug.
Mr. Reed, can I just ask you a question? Are you wearing your gold chain tonight over that turtleneck? Is that your gold chain?
He's always styling.
Yes.
The shirt neckline.
Yes, I do.
All right, I'll just pull mine out. Now I can pull mine out.
Wow.
All right, let me sit there. Yeah.
Oh.
What is happening right now?
Mr. Reed,
I love it.
Looking fabulous tonight, sir.
He is looking good.
Like, no respect. No respect. You look fucking fabulous tonight, sir. Unreal.
Look at you. I'm happy.
Yeah, here we go.
There you go.
Here we go.
There we go.
Lady,
God first.
Yes.
God first.
God first. God fucking first. Yeah.
I have a couple of questions for you, Mr. Reed, Bill Reed, William Reed. Number one is, like, we're raising money for Karen tonight. Can you tell us why that's important?
Now Bill is able to look at James Jackson. He's able to watch him.
Important for Karen right now.
Well, the charade continues, as we all know, and it is a charade. The corruption is broad, it's deep, and we are making tremendous progress. As you guessed, and how we have
the sniffling is driving me fucking batty.
Indicated she's the only person that we know who's been exonerated twice from murder charges. And that's a travesty. And when you think about what's happened here, all of the progress we've made, we've had now the DA Morrissey will not be running again. Someone who has been in public service since 1977. And for the
Dude, he sounds like fucking Gandolfini, dude.
The last 15 years as DA of Norfolk County. And in many of
it is incredibly rude, and he won't stop moving. He is so distracting. Mr. Reed deserved better than this. This was a bad move on Mike Crawford. Like, if I'm Mike Crawford, I would have been like, there's only actually room for one more. Like, I have to get rid of somebody here. So, James, I'm going to have you jump down. Could have saved James some face, you know, and not made things so goddamn uncomfortable for Mr. Reed. Miss MC Cassie G, please let Danny know that JFK was not Beyonce. It was a trans impersonator named Beyonce's son. Kevy is Dom DeLuise and sits on JFK's peg leg. Thank you. Okay. All right.
Those cases unchallenged, has stepped aside. And so that's because of our efforts. We've seen nearly the entire ensemble of Massachusetts State Police troopers assigned under his wing in the investigative unit dismantled, one case fired, and again, a sign of incredible progress you wouldn't have thought possible. And as you know, Karen's father and my wife was out in the other living room, we would have never believed this possible back in early 22 or in early 23 as we struggled.
Dude, I talking to Nathan and Kelly and Karen and, you know, like, and I think I had Bill on once for one of those. You know, I couldn't help but think about, this is a man who was showing up to court every day. Every day. They were always there for Karen. Always. And considering their age, it is, you know, it was just a beautiful thing to see. It was inspiring, frankly, to be around it. You know what I mean? Just to be near it. To have Janet Reed, you know, tell me, Will, you know, smile at me, Will, come here and sit next to me, you know, and pat the seat. Like, and I got to sit next to her the first time I was in court. She was just so sweet. And there, you could tell they're real big on setting example, you know, just being, just, you know, just setting a good example. And they're just incredibly kind. There was no respect from James Jackson, and frankly from Mike Crawford here either. He already saw how James was behaving, and then he still brought Bill up, you know, with James on that panel. I would have maneuvered things absolutely. I made sure, like, I didn't mind when I had I can't remember who where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have people on when they jump on. I wanted it to be a surprise, but I wanted that to be them, you know, just to, you know, I didn't want it to be a big panel. But again, it's easier for me to do that when it's a 12-hour stream, to be fair.
To get the word out. And look what's happened in Canton. We've had an interim outside police chief, Perkins.
And so he loses sound, and then James is test. Like, look at Ronks, look at Meyer, look at Carl Steinbeck. Everyone here is uncomfortable because of James. Everyone is. And poor Bill doesn't know that nobody can hear him.
Okay, it's not just me. I'm like, did we lose audio?
Yeah, I lost audio.
Lost audio for a second.
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody.
We can hear everyone now.
I I can't believe that Crawford would just let that go for that long and let Bill Reed just sit there talking without anyone being able to hear him in an awkward silence, as if you're quiet enough, you might be able to hear him while he's muted. It was so weird to see that. I was like, oh my God, what's happening right now? Crawford, stop this. Put a stop to this. Put a stop to this. Like, what do you like? Just simply be like, hey, Nick, can you contact Bill maybe and let him know that we can't hear him? Or maybe, tell him to come out, jump off and come back or something. There's ways of dealing with that, not just sitting there and letting Bill talk into a camera without any sound while everybody just sits there all awkward, where Runkle has to fucking step up and go, yo, is it just me or thank you, Dina, so much. Will, remember how nervous you were about jacket cufflink when you found out that was Janet's pet peeve? Yes, because the first jacket that I had, the sleeves were too long. Like, there are pictures, and it looked really doofy. And then I see Karen on Dateline, I think it was, and she's just like, my mom's pet peeve is absolutely sleeves that are too long. And then after that, like, I remember telling Janet about it. She thought it was hilarious. But I was like, ever since then, that was an inside joke between me and Janet, where Janet would like check my sleeves. She'd be like, let me see. And then I'd have to hold my hands out like this. And she'd be like, she'd grab my hands and be like, okay. Like, they're just the coolest people. They really are.
For some reason, I think we had some StreamYard issues here.
I think so.
But I think we're all back. We're back.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Reed, Bill, I'm going to call you Bill. It was definitely requested. People want to hear how you feel about this DA's race, because you and Karen have donated to Adam Deesh. And people want to hear how you feel about that, because I had some questions, because he wasn't kind of coming out to a lot of the shows, I feel like, since he's been, since he announced. But
you have Bill Reed on there, and you ask him about Adam Deitch, and what you ask him about Adam Deitch, what you show your concern for is, why isn't Adam Deitch doing shows like yours? That's your question for Bill Reed. I mean, and he doesn't see it, and he doesn't see that we see this. You know what I'm saying? And he just doesn't understand, like, I did this and I did that. Like, dude, yeah, but no, you didn't. You didn't do anything. You just had people on, and you take credit because you have people on, because you host. Hosting is whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Apollo Theater is, okay, but you're no Apollo Theater, but like, just because you have Michael Jackson on, it doesn't make you the Apollo Theater. And I know Michael Jackson, unless you want to count Bettero, and Bettero is fucking dope as fuck. And he carried the whole show clearly. Every time this dude has tried to do a show by himself, since he hasn't been having guests on, it's been a crazy meltdown, or I'm just going to play someone else's content and let it play, or both. And then he knows this. So what's the default thing to do? I'm going to throw a fundraiser for Karen Reed. And it is now a members only on his channel.
People want to hear why are you picking up on Adam over any of the other candidates?
I don't think we can hear Mr. Reed.
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah.
Attorney
not
Better
muted
on
on the
the
screen.
reason anybody watched Mike.
What's wrong with his audio?
He probably needs to leave and come back in, sadly.
I don't want him to because
No,
I'm
I know.
afraid.
But that's usually what works.
I know.
He might be muted, Mike.
No, he's
I didn't
not.
mute him. No, I'm looking at it.
Bro, like everyone just troubleshot that whole fucking thing right there about him being muted. And then James Jackson chimes in later talking about, hey, he might be muted. He might as well have just been like, hey, I can't hear Bill Reed. After everybody was already trying to figure it out.
He's not muted. He muted.
Something here, Mr. Reed.
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah.
But he's not muted on the screen. Something's wrong with his audio.
Right there. He's not muted. Something's wrong with his
He
audio.
probably needs to leave and come back in.
Look at James.
Sadly.
I don't want him to because
No,
I'm
I know.
afraid.
But that's usually what works.
I know.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
He might be muted, Mike.
No,
I didn't mute him. No, I'm looking at it.
He's a quick one, that one.
He's not muted. He muted himself over there. Let's
People in the chat are hilarious. Yeah, I think he muted.
People
no,
in the chat
wait,
are
he's
hilarious.
unmuted. Hold on. That was after the fact. After he's
Everyone in the chat is going, dude is so fucking high right now. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Look at him. He's still adjusting shit above his head. Like, look at this shit. Like,
he
just
he keeps muting and unmuting.
Oh, now he
but
takes
that's not
himself
the
off
issue.
the
I
camera.
think he might have unplugged his mic or something.
Technology.
Yeah.
I got a question while we're waiting. This is for Runkle, Carl, and Andrew. As far as Judge Bev goes, do you see that there is some sort of an avenue for sanction, or do you think the egregiousness and bias in her conduct didn't rise that level? Now we got Bill Reed back, so we're going to be quiet again.
Let's see if we can hear him.
Okay.
Bill, you want to do a sound check and just speak and see if we can hear you?
He did. He is. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not hearing him.
No.
like deep down, I wish Bill Reed was faking it and just fucking with him. You just imagine Bill Reed on the edge of his bed with Janet brushing her teeth, and he's putting slippers on, and he's like, yeah, I just sat there pretended like I was talking, and I didn't want to sit there. This kid was clearly on drugs or something. I just didn't want to do it, honey. And Janet brushing her teeth and laughing. Like that's just deep down. I really wish that were the case. Like Bill Reed totally trolled this shit. And then just bragged about it when he went to bed. That would be so fucking fantastic, but that's not what happened.
Hey, Mike, if you have his cell number, just call him up and put him on speaker. We'd be able to hear him that way.
I don't. Maybe I can talk to Karen. Let's bring him in and bring him out. We'll try that.
Okay.
Go ahead. Ask your question, DJ.
So this is for our three esteemed legal professionals. Do you think that anything that you saw rises to the level of some sort of a sanction with a legal body or with the bar of Massachusetts? And if so, why hasn't that happened?
It's really hard to actually sanction or to actually get any meaningful consequences for lawyers. We have all of these rules, And in actual practice, what ends up landing is one of two things.
Fucking
did they
Mello
sleep with
had
a
a
client
couple.
or a witness, or did they steal money? And
Right.
so unless Brennan is caught like walking out of the courthouse with the silverware or, you know, something like that, it's not going to be a big, you know, it's not going to land anything meaningful. I saw people, I mean, this has been one of the most interesting trials just in terms of how many people have fallen while Karen Reed is still standing. Because, you know, we see Proctor's down, you know, Morrissey's down.
Poor Bill, man.
That is almost unheard of because
I think, yeah, like I don't think the audio issue could have been helped on Mike's end. I'm not blaming Mike for Bill's audio issue, but Bill was talking and making some great points, and he was really, really a positive light for what was going on in the chat. And like Mike had an opportunity there to like really like make that work, or at least try to. Again, I think the sound issues was beyond him. I don't think he had any control over that, but you know, it was just, come on, man. It's Bill Reed. And then you got this fucking dude just squirming around in his goddamn chair and mouth breathing and fucking, it's awful. You know, it's really disrespectful.
you get trials where
Bill Reed's so nice, man. He hands out fucking mints when you're sitting there in court. You know, he's the mint daddy, bro.
even when you find police misconduct, it's very rare that an officer is actually, you know, but as much, if they land anything on them, it'll be really minor, unless there's something like, you know,
you think it's Andrew?
Write a tell-all book where they're like, I could.
You think it's Andrew? Andrew looks like a fucking heavy breather, but I don't know if it's him. I feel like it's James Jackson.
Inspired to frame Karen Reed. It's not going to happen. I don't think they did. I think the lawyers were just trying their best with an absolute garbage case.
Because Andrew's not even near the mic. Look, Andrew's sitting still, and the mic is way down here. This is his mic, and he's way over here. Andrew's not doing that. That's this fucker right here.
If you're hoping for Brennan to get disbarred, keep hoping.
Bev, Judge Bev, not Brennan.
If you're hoping for her to get, you know,
even less of a chance,
I
dude.
mean, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Think how many cases.
Andrew, go ahead, Andrew. We lost Andrew.
Okay, I was muted. I don't know why, but I would defer to everything that Runkle just said.
So he was muted the whole time. So it was totally fucking this dude.
Absolutely true.
And Bill's
I've been practicing in Massachusetts for 30 years, and this isn't a good look. But those two things that he mentioned, sleeping with a client or, you know, maybe a witness in this case, or playing with the money, those are the. So I would defer to everything that Runkle said.
Playing with the money. He said stealing.
We can Bill Reed back. Hopefully we can hear him. I'm not sure. Isn't that weird? It was working.
He's doing it to himself because it's really disrespectful to Bill Reed to have all of these people up here at the same time. You have the one and only Bill Reed. You know, like I could see just having Bill and Nick Rocco up there. I would have given each guest a certain amount of time, maybe let two lawyers interact with each other or something, you know, but I would have just, because you want to really make each guest feel special and have their time to speak and, you know, and give their insight and have a one-on-one conversation with somebody. An intimate conversation always hits a little harder when you get to listen to it, I think, you know? And so it's like these dudes, this is just a fucking mess. You know, this is like a bowl of spaghetti.
We've had so many problems. I want to thank you for coming. Let's just give him a round of applause for being here and trying so hard to be here. And I want to thank you, William Reed. I know you can't hear us right now, but we really appreciate you being here. It seems like you have some kind of microphone connection issue, and I'm not sure what's going on.
Bill's like, it's like Bill Cable, dude. I swear to God, like, I know he's not doing it, but if he was trolling, what's happening right now would be fucking hilarious. Tell me it wouldn't. He's just got the camera pointed. He's got his finger over the fucking camera. Like, look.
Hopefully he knows we're big
And then
fans.
he's just got everybody talking about it, going, "What? Can he see us? Can he hear us? What's happening right now? We're just trying to get to the bottom of why Bill Reed can't." And then right now he's just fucking like looking at Janet and cracking up. Like, what? Imagine if that's what's happening right now. That would be so fucking great.
I thought his statement post trial was fantastic.
Let me have my dreams, goddammit.
Fantastic. And I can say I have seen a lot of people dragged through the criminal justice system, both guilty and innocent. But one of the common things with people, even though they get cleared, is friends and family and so forth will have abandoned them along the way. So Ms. Reed is tremendously lucky to have a family that has stood by her in what has got to be an incredibly difficult and
leave it to
incredibly brutal
Runks
process. So
leave it to Runks to bring that up, man. I love that.
Does anyone else want to say anything to Mr. Reed tonight, since he's been here? And unfortunately, the technical isn't working, but I'm sure they're watching. Karen and Bill. Anyone else want to speak up?
Can he hear us? Can he hear us? I would just say thank you. He reached out to me during the trial. He reached out to me and he was feeding me information.
Like, this dude is high as fuck, dude.
And he was giving me, information that I didn't have. And I mean, I've lost both of my parents at my age. My parents are gone. So Karen is so lucky to have parents of the caliber that she has. And that's all I have to say.
That's pretty much what I was going to say. Is just that it as somebody who's not a parent, the warmth that you feel and the love that
One second there, DJ, for a quick commercial break. Diet Mountain Dew.
you can feel and see. It's visceral. It's quite obvious how they feel about their daughter. And it was just it's just beautiful to watch somebody who's so proud of his daughter. And obviously, when you look at what she's endured, how many people do we even know that's raised a child that could have dealt with this and still be able to retain their sanity, to be calm, cool, collected, professional, and then be able to still take the fight to the Commonwealth and to these criminals posing as officers and as just your average family members.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, just showing up every day.
Glaire's squeaky chair.
He
I always had a squeaky chair. Somebody had to handle the Glaire's squeaky chair.
Through all those
I had a squeaky chair for years.
Yeah, I mean, and those benches were not comfortable. You know, I sat on them quite a bit, and you know, I know at some point, like
even with the cushions, people were bringing cushions, and even with the cushions, man, those benches are not comfortable.
The lower part of your back just digs into that bench, and for them to sit there every day for the amount of time that they did, I mean, you know, and at their age, it's not
right. Like Nick is spitting facts. See, again, leave it to like Crawford didn't bring this stuff up. You know, like I would have led with that before I brought Bill up. I would have been like just watching this man stand by his daughter's side every single day. Like, this is how I would have introduced the guy, you know? Like, he just deserved better, you know? He really did.
Not easy. And So hopefully he's enjoying himself sitting on the couch now, and he won't have to sit in a courtroom like that until the civil trial begins, and doing it all over again. But those seat cushions during the trial definitely made a huge difference.
They did.
But I do want to say, thank you to everyone who has donated so far and everybody who has joined the channel and helped fundraise tonight. I know there's still a long show ahead, but I just got out of work and I hopped right on. So I'm going to eat some dinner. And when I'm done, if it's all still going, I'll hop back on. But thank you to everybody who has donated again. I know they appreciate it. But we'll continue the fight for sure.
Thank you, Nick Rocco, and enjoy your dinner. And thanks for helping out with getting Bill Reed up here. It was
Thanks.
at least we got
been busy, but we're working to
channel, and any of that could have vanished. But at the end of the day, if I get hit by a bus, tomorrow, that'll be what matters, is having helped out people, and not not any of the rest of it. So I'm tremendously lucky to be able to to be in a position to do some of that. So I try to do it. So.
Thank you, Ian Runkle. And we got James Jackson in the center. What are you up to, James?
just trying to get back into it. I see a lot of negativity of people saying in the chat.
Bro, that is just low right there to even bring it up. Like, that's not the place for it. There's no reason to address it. Like, you should have saw that. You should have seen that coming. First of all, you should have seen that coming. Crawford should not be surprised by it happening at all, because he knows exactly why he threw that fundraiser. It was not because Karen needed help. It was because if he did it, it would add some validity to his presence in the community, because he has lost it with his behavior, due to his behavior. And that is a fact. That's not even deniable. Everyone knows it. I've never seen anyone hemorrhage subs so much. Like, people have to take, it's a conscious effort. Like, people have to go unsubscribe. Like, they have to go to your fucking channel and unsubscribe. That means that they're thinking about you and they're mad at you. You know? And this guy was losing them by the thousands every month. And he still thinks that it's just everyone else is crazy. You know what I mean? It's wild, dude. Like, the guy is totally delusional. So what does he do? He fucking creates like a really, really nasty life vest for himself. He uses Karen as a life vest. And it's really pathetic.
This and that about Karen and the fundraiser. If you support Karen, donate to the fundraiser. She still has a long fight ahead of her. And if anybody is close enough to corruption, it's Karen. She's in the courtrooms with these people. She's got lawyers that are top notch. Like Alan Jackson speaks for himself. So you're not donating to the drama. You're not donating to any of that. You're donating to something you believe in. So if you believe that Karen Reed is innocent and you believe that she was set up by corruption en masse, donate to Karen Reed. And I have a show called The Layover, James Jackson. I'm also co-host.
Oh my God, dude. He actually said some good shit right there. He actually said some solid shit right there. And then he has to fucking promote himself. Just fucking like so like icky, you know? It's icky. And just the way that he's coming off.
Hey, show off. He should be up here soon. I know he's been busy, but we're working too, Mikey. You know how it is.
Totally. I'm looking forward to it. I hope he comes up soon. We got some more time. We're going to be here for a little while. Attorney Andrew Myers, you're unmuted again. Perfect. Why don't
Yeah,
you
Mike,
tell
I
us
think-
what's going on with with your channel and what you're doing?
I think, largely, I lost my great co-host, Lainey Law, who really helped me. She's younger and she really knows the insides of the technical end of this stuff. And so she really helped me when I started podcasting only 3 years ago. I'm
curious if she just got sick of his shit. Because I can imagine if he was rude to Cherry, how he was to her.
To get her back. I just talked to her twice this week. Her life has just gotten really very busy. I'm not going to
Stop
dox
clapping,
and tell you
sir.
what she's up to, but she's really busy.
I don't have the
good
clapping
things.
thing.
My co-host
I don't
now
have. I
is
do
a California attorney by the name of Yoli Medina. She's great. So I'm East Coast. She's West Coast. Before
There
the
you go, Mo.
holidays,
I
we
got
asked
you.
people. We've been talking largely about
There you
Karen
go.
Reed and the Koberger case. Tell us, dear viewers, what you want us to talk about. And so I have a list of about 10, 12 cases that we're going to start getting into. Right now, I'm talking to a Washington State attorney who I've collaborated with before. We're going to do an episode about the lawsuit that the Gonsalveses have brought against Washington State University. I am looking at some things that are happening in the Alex Murdaugh case. The guy should have been thrown in jail and the key thrown away a long
Alec Murdaugh.
time ago. But there are some serious issues in that case. A lot of other cases that we're following. Sheriff Steins down in Kentucky. That's an intriguing case. And Yoli Medina, the attorney.
This guy's getting everybody's name wrong.
Attorney has a psych background, so that's an intriguing case. So, Mike, we're going to be following a lot of cases, but as I think, and no disparagement to anyone, because the Karen Reed situation does deserve attention from all as county process.
Shut up.
I'm here.
Yes, tell us what you've covered a lot of different trials. Are you taking a break? What are you doing right now on your channel?
I've just sort of.
Tell us how people can.
I was waiting to see what was going to happen on future arrests of the Dan Martell murder case in Tallahassee. And it's really fun. It was in that case and shooting us.
Saying something like, "Okay, here we've got the injuries to the head."
Well, I'm going to bring them up one by one here. Let's go with Boston.
The Sweeneys.
Brandy.
At the outset,
Oh
when
my
it could
God.
have been explainable, I don't feel that this was intentional. The killing of John O'Keefe. I think there was probably
Oh God.
Everybody.
And how do you feel about this DA race? Because there's been a lot of talk about it. We try to get Bill Reed to speak about it tonight, but his audio didn't work out too.
Like, why are you gonna have Bill Reed talk about that? You know what I mean?
Trace the signal.
Why would you have Bill Reed talk about that? You know? Like it's almost like he was trying to bait him into a debate, you know, like and he posted shit about Adam Deitch not coming on his show, and that's why he wasn't gonna fucking endorse him, which is bizarre. And now there's all this bullshit with Krusty Panties and Plevin talking about that there's some inappropriate shit going on with Adam Deitch and Karen Reed and some family member of Adam Deitch or Josh Levy or somebody, I don't know.
Well, what do you think, Peter?
Something stupid.
You're from Canton. What do you think about this DA race now?
Well, I think I think Adam Deitch, I think, is the right pronunciation. I think he uses it as an I, not an E. But
I did watch it.
Oh yeah, this is where.
Take care, man.
Let's bring up Kev now.
This is where shit gets
Kev,
funny.
if you heard the question, we were wondering if you watched the Rotten Mango movie and what you thought about it.
The Rotten Mango movie?
I said movie. Rotten Mango interview with Karen Reed.
Okay. This is my favorite.
I did watch it.
He watched it.
You know,
he did.
I believe, I feel like there's a lot of parts that were missing from it.
A lot of parts
missing.
Yeah. A lot of parts.
Some unanswered questions.
With
my own thoughts.
With his own thoughts. Gosh.
I think it painted a good picture of Karen.
A good picture of Karen. Okay.
With how she, it all came, just came, it would happen so fast,
Wow. I feel like he's in the spirit world with the other young guns on peyote is what I feel like.
it all came, just came, it would happen so fast, the next thing you know was, this tragedy just kind of took over her whole life. It led me to believe and to know that she was, she was afraid, she was scared, she was afraid of going to jail because of how they, predicted this happened, just
I think that's
we all seen
He's not done.
the first and second trial,
We all seen it. We sure did.
and we seen the evidence
We've seen the evidence, dude.
that came up. We seen the key players.
The key players. Yep.
It was brought forth to us, on live TV that
on live TV,
there was mistakes.
There was
There was
mistakes.
faults.
Can't not
there was
talk about the mistakes and the faults and the inconsistencies too. Like what?
To see how it was laid out in that form, as
in that form.
Let's say, that interview.
That interview, right.
Just, you could tell she was just she was afraid. She was scared. I mean, she still is. She's still up against this whole thing. Her fight is not over. That's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing.
I just saw a lawyer, commented in the chat. Wow. What's up, lawyer?
No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
What
is up, man?
Yeah.
What is up,
Go
man?
to Peter Murphy. Did you watch the Rotten Mango interview?
I have to plead ignorance to that. I did not get a chance. I've heard it's really good, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and look at it.
I love an honest person. I love
There
it.
you go. There you go.
There you go. Anyway, instead of putting people on the spot, I'll just ask.
Dude, the Sarge is always honest, bro. He's always
Bia,
honest.
You can.
The
I was
Sarge,
just gonna
bro.
say, but Bia, I saw a woman put her hand up, and Bia, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, James. What a gentleman. I thought it was great. I think, again, you see her true feelings as she's describing everything she's gone through. And when you hear her, like in the Lifetime movie, when she mentions when she saw Proctor pull up and he approached her back door.
Was it Lawyer You Blow?
How scared she felt. And then when you
Isn't there a handle of Lawyer You Blow or something like that? Did he confuse that shit?
Footage of her being arrested and how she had called her dad, it's just those experiences. You can see the trauma that
he would have a check mark next to his name if it was really him.
experienced. But I thought overall the Rotten Mango, again, 2.5 hours, great questions. And I think she also did a great job of asking funny questions that kind of definitely made her feel comfortable, and they had a great dynamic. But at the end of the day, Karen has a big fight ahead of her.
Did.
She still has 3.
They had a great dynamic. They were both so appalled. Like, what's her name? Stephanie. she was so appalled over the shoe, over the fucking, over the flip flops. Kara was like, they made me wear the flip flops, and she goes, and Stephanie was like, I'm never gonna forget that. Like, I'm not laughing that she had to wear flip flops. I'm just laughing at like how she gasped at the whole fucking concept, like at the whole. Like, oh my God, the horror! Holy shit!
Civil trials she's fighting, and she needs our help. So that's why we're all here. And I want to thank everyone for being here tonight, and to everyone who donated. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. I saw DJ also raise his hand. You want to say something quickly about Rotten Mango?
Yes, I thought it was an amazing interview, very comprehensive. Obviously, with her 6.14 million subscribers and 1 million views, it helped us to be able to raise money this week for her. And when somebody is not present and they're not speaking, what people will do is they'll make assumptions about who that person is, what they think.
Dude, nobody asked you all that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, like, I don't dislike DJ, you know what I mean? Like, but nobody asked you all that shit, bro. Like, nobody fucking told you to stand up on a soapbox all of a sudden. Like, where is all this shit coming from?
What they feel. And those assumptions can range from great assumptions and then assumptions that are not so great. So for her to be able to speak, she was able to give you a sense of who she's become as a result of the trauma that she's faced and the injustice and the disbelief, having to sit there day after day like this while people are sitting there lying about her on the stand with the jury there. And hanging in the balance is not Twitter drama. Hanging in the balance is her life and her freedom. And so now, having seen that long form interview that our wonderful colleague, Miss Stephanie Sue of Rotten Mangoes did, you can see what she actually went through and how that feels and how
colleague is a little strong, dude.
She's not thinking about teaching right now, much as she loved it and she appreciated it.
If you've collabed, you know what I'm saying? But
not thinking about going to make money at Fidelity. She's thinking
colleague
about
is
have to
is
take
a touch
my
much,
broadsword
homie,
and skewer straight through this corruption and through the people that did this to me and have walked free.
Amen. Yep.
Yes.
Well said.
I'm wondering, Nan Gallagher, did you watch the movie?
The podcast, yes.
Why does he keep saying the movie?
I keep saying the movie because I'm thinking of the Lifetime movie. Thank you, correcting me. Thank
It
you.
was great, and just from
Did
an
you-
artistic standpoint, I
Did
thought
you
it
see that I was a coffee cup?
was so well edited that it made it really enjoyable to view, even just the backdrop alone. But because, and we think about that because she, Ms. Sue, has so many followers and subscribers that people who stumble upon her, like I had never heard of Rotten Mango, may just click on that and say, well, this is visually, aesthetically pleasing to look at. But beyond that, and in line with what DJ was saying,
You know, when you have like kind of a head cold, you know, like when it feels like you're getting sick and your scalp is too tight, you know that feeling. I am perfectly healthy right now, and I feel that way when I hear Nan talk through my headphones. I feel like my scalp is squeezing my skull relentlessly and angrily, like my scalp, like if this were Evil Dead 2, my scalp would come to life like Ash's hand and just be, that's what it feels like. Because the thing is that she's 100% full of shit. is what that's the reason why. When somebody is just spewing shit out of their face because it sounds like stuff that she should be saying or something, I don't know what the reason is. But when she does that, like, and you already know that it's bullshit, you already have seen all of her tweets and her comments in people's chats, like the nasty, disgusting, and weird shit she says and does. And then you hear her talk like this, as if she's a professional now all of a sudden. Like she could turn on and off being professional, right? But no, like, so I like the curtain has been lifted. And now when I hear her talk, my scalp, King Kong Bundy's my skull, and it sucks.
I felt that this interview was a chance to really humanize Karen. Karen doesn't seem to make any secret of the fact that she's not outwardly the most warm and friendly personality. And when she had to stay so stoic in court, obviously any lawyer, including Alan Jackson and the others, would have told her to do that. You get painted a picture of yourself and you really have nothing that you can or should say in your defense. I can relate to that. But when we started to see, or at least I did, I was listening to her and I felt that she was really humanizing herself and intricately involved in the defense of her case. Like she knows this material cold, and she
need
to me
to
conveyed
shut
some
the
excitement up. And she should have excitement. I would be at trying to unwrap this and because the whole and Trumper style Colleen this company the for that to be really an example level. And ultimately at either Keith or read or to so
there's stuff you wouldn't normally expect, and maybe getting her talking.
Look at James, bro.
You know, in a different way. Brandy, do you want to say something on this? I'm wondering.
I mean, I liked the fact that she clarified that nothing Michael Proctor said about her or her body could ever bother her because she's just so much better than that, and it only embarrasses him.
Thank you, Felicia.
It just
Jimmy
shows
can
his
help
level
if
of
you need
immaturity
a man's
and
seance.
unprofessionalism, and it just shows the type of person he is. And
it's real, dude.
You know, I just like that she pointed that out. She's just, I don't know, she's really strong in my eyes, in my opinion. It's going to take a lot of strong people to be.
I live South Shore.
Oh my God, here we
But
go.
I'm there.
So that's the temperature over there, huh? So people are saying that, you know, you're the bad guy, so to speak.
That's the temperature over there.
Yeah, I had a clown come by me today yelling and screaming with the window down, and he was all upset that I had put the word there should be a bounty offered or posted for these gentlemen, which basically meant, some sort of a reward for the conviction and prosecution. But this guy came after me today in the car. I was alone standing there at the corner of the standout. I was just about to leave. And I mean, he was unhinged. I know who he is. But yeah, there's out there. I mean, most of the support now is positive. A lot of cruises roll down their window and wave and beep at us and give us the thumbs up, which wasn't happening 6 months ago. But the climate in the town is still fearful. We've had several people come by. I heard the D&E crowd up the street had lots of Canton salutes today, which is, the number one finger in the middle. So yeah, there's still some animosity and hostility out there, and I don't think it's going to really heal or repair itself until, as Nan was just saying, use the O.J. Simpson case as an example came to mind. I mean, he was found not guilty. The glove didn't fit, right? But he was far cry from exonerated, and I think until Karen gets not guilty and exonerated, these clowns are still going to hang a hat that she did it.
Right.
What am I hearing about Big Bad Brian A getting his own private eye firm or something like that? Did anybody hear about that?
Yeah.
Howie reported that earlier on the show. Or maybe ask Howie. The moderator
Just real quick to touch on that,
okay.
this, there's a lot of people in here. Aiden, I saw Aiden in here talking about, go ahead, man, talk. I love hearing you talk. You know, just vile shit. And it's like people that were once standing up for Karen, but now they think
vile.
It's okay to come and curate a chat to just throw shade and throw
especially
hate.
when you're raising money for Karen.
Yeah,
there's no reason at all. There's no reason at all. Now, I have to admit, I guess Aiden broke because I have to admit there was a lot of the worst shit that I think that I said in the chat was Jesus because of James Jackson and the way that he was behaving on the panel. I was like, Jesus. And I think Hayden, but I have to admit, I was really, really, really fighting. I was so fighting the urge to make really snide comments. And then I think, and then Aiden broke. Aiden broke. That's what I think happened there.
So
And
it's like
Aiden,
it just shows you. Look,
especially
I'm going to
with
say
going-
something. It shows you how low class they are,
Right.
and how they really aren't about the movement of the cause. Like, I don't give a shit who it is. I would.
Right. No, yeah, it's not about the movement of the cause. See the projecting? Do you see the deflection and projecting? He wore Karen as a shield, basically, by throwing a fundraiser for her. That was the perfect way to fucking just stick a finger in the dam. Be a Dutch boy and stick the finger in the dam where he's losing support. Was to throw a fundraiser for Karen. It was just the foolproof way to do it. It was the weaseliest Mike Crawford-y thing to do. It is easily the most Mike Crawford-y weaselly thing to do, for sure, without a doubt. And it's predictable, it's predictable.
Would never go up in someone's fundraiser and talk shit. People, you guys are low class. We've seen it all night, and you think this is a joke. We don't think this is a joke. We live in Mass. We know Karen. We know what this is about. And for you guys to be that lame, it's just a fucking.
I was trying to help. I truly was. I was trying to help, but this shit, Mike wasn't doing anything to help his own fucking stream,
Gross, and you wonder why no one wants to mess with you.
What does that accomplish? I don't understand what it accomplishes.
Yeah.
It's one thing for you to say you support someone. It's another thing to actually do it.
Just don't lower yourself to their class level. That's all. Keep it down.
Right. The Sweeneys now are stepping up and saying, nah, man, there's no reason to even, why are we even talking about this pretty much? Why the fuck are we even talking about it? Okay, there was no need, James Jackson bringing it up was just you could have just blown it off and just stayed on task and kept this about getting money donated to Karen.
They want.
I wasn't trying to.
Goddamn JFK.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to do that. I just didn't understand why this chat was doing
pathetic.
that.
All night we watching that.
It's not gonna dissuade us.
No, I was seeing it all
from
night
what
in the
we're
chat
doing.
too.
It's not going to
There's no
dissuade
mods?
us from what we're
Does
doing.
James James
we
is good.
We
James
raised $9,000.
people
We
like
spent
you.
hours on this. We helped Karen.
We got a big event coming up in March. We're going to do an in-person event. It's going to be awesome. And there's nothing they can do to stop us or dissuade us. So that's all I got to say. So let's just
Can I
keep
ask
doing our
Mr.
damn
Murphy
thing.
a question again?
Sure.
You was a police officer for years, right?
Nobody's trying to dissuade anyone from doing anything. Except you're trying to dissuade me from going to Massachusetts, but
3 decades, huh?
That's not.
So in 1993, when they arrested Sean Ellis for the murder of Detective John Mulligan, do you remember that?
Oh, I do.
You remember that? What was your first initial as you know? It was crazy too. They have footage of that back then. The cops, when the cops, the TV show used to be out, they were actually on scene at that the whole Rosendale Walgreens. But as the case started unraveling, was there any rumblings? Did you hear anything in your police department? Is that something that happens when there is corruption? Does it funnel through police departments? Did you hear anything back then of that?
I did not hear it at the time, but I just only heard about it later. Yeah, not at the time though. It didn't make its way to Canton. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Or at least it didn't make its way to Peter Murphy. I can say that.
And I, since that, you're
See, that's the thing, man. That's like Mike just really shit the bed with that. Like he really showed what he was doing this for. And let me see if I can see something here. I mean, a lot of people posted about this, man. This is like really. God, that Gaffney guy is still at it. Oh my God. So this Ruby D person is an idiot. Ben Shapiro's midget horse. Thank you so much. James Jackson calling his haircut a faux hawk is just as offensive as BLT's toupee cosplaying as a fade with bangs. I'm not even done with it. Oh my God. They share custody of a trim kit consisting of push mower and small mixing bowl. You guys see what I'm talking about? Like, I got $10 to read that and laugh. That's fucking amazing. That's fucking amazing. That shit is... That is a fantastic comment. You guys are the best. Like, you guys are just so much fun. I have the best fucking chat in the world. I swear to God, I do. Fucking crazy. This Ruby D person sucks. Like, hold on, man. I'm trying to. Oh my God. It's so like, the thing is, man, like when people fucking hate you, dude, you're doing something right. Like when everyone hates you, then you're probably not, but if like there's like shitty people and there's like a group of shitty people and they hate you, you're doing something right. You know what I mean? Like what's the point of doing anything worthwhile if the worthless don't fucking hate you, So, I mean, like, why? Like, everybody is doing this. Everybody's posting this shit. Like, so, okay. Like, why is that funny or... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that lady, yeah, Ruby D, yeah, she's a sloppy whore. Whoever she is. Yeah, this is just like all of this stuff is just so fucking gross. Look at this stuff, dude. Like, why are people so fucking hateful? Furman's got some good shit. I'm trying to find hold on. Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't get the. Oh yeah, actually that makes sense. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not saying that it is, but oh yeah. Like
Racist statements.
So BLT Media posted some of these.
The fact that you could go on these streams, you, Brokeback Baker, and all these people and say all these low-key underlying racist statements, and you ain't afraid of saying them, goes to show you how much this audience, not my long gamers, not the long gamers, but the majority of this audience is.
Somebody put you in storage, bro. Shouldn't you be calling for help? Like, why are you streaming? Somebody locked you in there for the night. Are you using a bucket to go to the bathroom, dude? Like, what is happening? What is happening right here? We need another Glare Melody Nurse Kim and Auntie Deb show. That might happen, man. That might happen with even more. It'll be like even better than that. Just like does he? I'm serious. Like, does he have a bucket at least? How's he going boom boom and wee wee?
Low-key racist.
Low-key racist.
That's the first thing you attack. They listen to music, they're thugs, they're this, they're that. Well, if this
race has nothing to do with it, dude. Race has nothing to do with it. Like, if anything, you're the low-key racist. Because you guys were so sure that because both Hannibal and Ray from Dallas were black, that they were the same person. Even though they sound absolutely nothing alike. You were absolutely convinced of this.
saying that about us, just imagine if we didn't have this color skin. What they would be saying.
What?
And what do you think they're saying behind the scene? When they call me a wannabe or they say, JFK, you know you're white, right? What do you think they say behind the scenes? The fact that you could go on these streams, you...
Okay, that's annoying. Oh, shit. Hold on. The BLT parody account is fucking hilarious. But I'm gonna wait until okay, I gotta get out of this. I'm gonna wait. I'm probably gonna do a petty stream tomorrow. But yeah, that was gross. I hope that people are waking up to what's going on here. And I hope Karen gets all the support she can get. I mean, we're going to do what we can. I decided I'm going to do what I can. Regardless, I don't need Karen's endorsement to help Karen, I can absolutely just hold a fundraiser and put her fucking link and, I'm not trying to compete or anything like that. I just she deserves better than that shit. Her family does too. Wonder what your thoughts are of Loophole Lawyer's theory that Proctor wasn't in on the conspiracy, just too stupid to take a look around. I'd have to listen to it, but I'm very willing to entertain that, as I have entertained that idea myself. So I'm more than willing to listen to. I'm more than willing to entertain the notion. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. This is amazing. You guys have been unbelievably fantastic. It is past 4 a.m. It is Sunday morning. In just a few hours, maybe just a couple of hours, Nurse Kim is going to be doing Sunday service with the mighty one, Mark Betterow, and I'm going to miss it because I'm going to be asleep. So, and I really need to cuddle with my dog. So I really love you guys. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Remember, it only takes a second to stay safe, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.
Watch out!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school, just like their neighbors, and come back to a real home. A supervised home, right in the neighborhood, where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.